That is the closest that has been to being in sync with the music. I went to, because I can't test it because, and of course the race has not worked. Sorry, we're going to have to do that again. It's a weird Twitch race thing. I mentioned to Ash during his stream earlier on. There's a weird thing in the Twitch lib that sometimes it doesn't initialize in the right order. And then whenever you try to do any Twitch commands, and it happens once every 20 or so times. At least I hope that's all it was. We'll find out. I'll try that again. That's the closest, the colours. Try again. CDZG. Oh no. What's going on?
On your desk, on your work desk.
Thread dispatcher update. Okay. That's very strange. Try another one. Try another. Oh God. Okay. Third time lucky. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's never done it twice in a row before. Do it a little bit so everyone has been purged. You can enjoy the music being in sync with the stuff. That would be very helpful, Ash, if you could do that, just in case we do have a third time failure. So I'll tell you about this animation in a minute. I was going to go to be right back so that it doesn't put the thing up straight away. We'll just give it a little second to let it find its feet, and then I'll tentatively press the button. ULAP. That's the sound I wanted to hear. Well done. Come to the game. Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Lovely to have you here. Apologies for the little gremlins in there. Ash, if you could send me that fix, mate, that'd be amazing. For next time we play a Twitch Lib game, which will be later on. Thanks for the host, Eric. So I had... Because when I run it normally without streaming, it is always in sync and it's perfectly fine. But when I run it with the stream, the colour change and the burn T-H-E purge is always slightly out of sync. So I've had to edit it without actually being able to see what it's going to look like. So when I was testing it earlier on, I don't know if my Twitch will be compatible when you have it. Okay, we'll worry about this later. Once we've started, hopefully we won't fall out of grace with it again. But yeah, that looked in sync. It wasn't quite perfect, but it was better than it was. That's what it looks like from me when I'm not streaming it.
Yeah.
You lap, I lap, everyone lap. Quite right. Anyway, welcome to you all. Thank you for the subscription there, Cola. Very good of you. Thank you for your support. 4 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much indeed for your continued support. Lovely to have you here. We've got 32 people in the game so far. I'm going to do some talking. I'm going to say hello to everyone. We've got Carl the 7th, Matt the Ref, Clive the Legend, David Bodycombe, Innis C, Arden Fetz, It's Sotley, Cola, ABME, Jay Turner, The Naked Grandma, Egg Fried Cheese, Pum and Ben, Drahuska, Procyon, Holger mate, me, I'm here, which is always good. Top One Gaming, Cetra, Joey Gatorman, Tyson Bain, Time Strike, Dogfish, Puzzle Dan, Aristotle, Kazvez, Ash, Keshi, Gruffer Carlo, We Like Shape, Cycle Space, Drew Dave Tom, Storm Vision, Brian, Brig, Score Count, TJ, Samster, M3 Times, Retrix, Hodders, 8 Minky, and anyone else who's in chat who hasn't said anything yet. It is lovely to have you here. Welcome to the stream on this Saturday, the 14th of November. Where we are going to be playing The Purge and a brand new Persephone Show original later on, which I'm very excited about. I'm not excited about The Purge, I'm very excited about The Purge, but later on, original game about 9 o'clock PM this evening. Never before been played before, only about 4 people have even seen bits of it. Only one other person apart from my wife has seen the whole thing all the way through. In fact, I'm not even sure if Megs has seen it all the way through, but only one other person has seen a full complete game of this, and that's Score Count, who helped me iron out the rules. As ever, this game later on is going to be a pilot, not this one, and I'll say more about it later on. It's going to be a pilot, so brace yourself for things to go wrong. It's also limited to 21. I haven't done the lobby game, but that is something I have got an idea for. But I'll say more about that later on. First of all, though, we are going to be playing The Purge, and I am extremely grateful to our friend M3 Times, who has written a question pack for us. And I've gone through it, and it looks pretty on point, as far as I'm concerned. It looks like a really well-balanced, really nice pack. So I think we'll all have a good time with this. So M3 times, very, very grateful to you. Thank you for all your efforts with this and for taking my feedback in such good humour. Let's see if we get it up to 40. We just need 5 more people to come into the game. The idea of the Purge is you've, by and large, just got to whisper a letter to Persephone's Twitch box, multiple choice apart from the Purge questions. There's a target that you need to avoid, and that target is percentage of people getting the answers correct. And if you break through that target, or the threshold, or the breakpoint as we call it, then it triggers a purge, and if you get a purge question wrong, which isn't multiple choice, you are out of the game. Gameplay will continue until we have had either 5 purge questions, 20 regular questions, or we have 5 or fewer people remaining, at which point we will go to the final, and the final 5 will slug it out to see who will survive the purge this week. It's great fun, and it's quite chilled, quite easygoing. The sound of familiar is it Necrogramma. It's yeah, it might have been the Escape Artist, that's got a similar sort of look to it, but this is very much its own rules. We don't actually ever see what your answers are unless you're about to go out, or you've just, no, even if you're about to go out, then we will see your answer. Thank you very much for the 3-month subscription there, DC Simmers. Love your games, keep going. Thank you very much, my friend, very kind of you. Thank you for the support. So yeah, it's quite chill, and even if you're not sure, it'll only flag you as being wrong if you go into a purge. There's a tiebreaker at the beginning, and this is used in the event that we have more than 5 players after 20 questions or 5 purges, and the number of questions you've got correct are the same, and we have this tiebreaker. So it's only occasionally used, but it's something that happens first at the beginning of the game. DC Simmons, Silent Marine, good evening to both of you. Welcome to the chat. So a funny thing happened to me today, right? We've got 36, 4 more for a full lobby, and then we'll get going. Funny thing happened today. So we do our grocery shop. I did my Tesco shop on Saturdays, is what we normally do. Welcome, Egg Fried Cheese. Welcome to the game. Because we have a joint account for sort of like joint groceries, and then we often buy separate things. We have our own sort of spending money, or pocket money that we call it. A lot of my pocket money gets spent on booze because Megs doesn't drink a huge amount. I don't drink a huge amount, but I drink more than she does. No, thank you. I drink more than she does. So normally, if we're in Tesco, I will. I'll pay for some of the wine that we buy. So we'll like buy 1 bottle on the joint account, and then we'll buy I'll buy the rest of the bottles on my account. So anyway, today I bought a couple of extra bottles of red wine and a bottle of port and a bottle of gin, because it is getting to that time of year for port, certainly, and we ran out of gin earlier in the week, so I just wanted to top up. So I had these 4 bottles. We'd already done the main shop, and I said these 4 bottles separately, and I took them through the self-checkout, because normally we do the scan and shop thing normally, so it just checks out automatically. But these 4 bottles I took through the self-service. I had this really nice guy come over because they had the security tags on them, because it's a litre bottle of gin, it's got that security tag on. Scanned them through. I said, hello, how are you? And I said, hello, I'm new. I'm new to the job. Or so he had an I'm new badge. I said, that's an interesting name. And he said, oh yeah, very funny. Have you just got your ID then, please? I said, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. He says, I said, oh, yeah, good. Nice. And I said, wait, are you serious? And he went, yeah, I need to see your ID. And I sort of looked at him and I said, are you serious? And he said, yeah, I need to see your ID. This isn't a joke. This is a genuine story about what happened today. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, it's Think 25. I said, at which point, because I was wearing a mask at the time, I sort of took a step back and took my mask and said, look at me. Do I look under 25 to you? That's my wife over there, to whom I've been married to for 3 years, and my 11-year-old stepson. But yes, I look like I could possibly be. And I'm buying port and gin, and you think I might be under 25. I showed my ID and then decided to take it as a compliment, but it really took me aback slightly. And look at this, we have got up to 40 players. Welcome to the lobby, all of you. All full lobby. Haven't had, not the first time ever. We have had a full lobby once before, I think, but it's always very encouraging to see. Glad I'm perking you up there, G.I. Yeah, there's a genuine story that happened to me today. It's like if I was buying White Lightning or like cheap lager or something, then I'd maybe get it. I'm buying gin and an 11-year-old with me. I get an ID. So no, it's kind of difficult to see with the face mask on. In fairness, he was new, and I maybe gave him too much of a hard time about it, but there it is. Anyway, 40 of you in the game, nothing more to say. I'm going to lock the lobby up. If I go to the right page, the Purge, that's the one we're playing. So, that's my amusing story about what happened to me today. This is M3 Times' question pack, and we are going to be playing the Purge. Good luck to you all. Let's lock you in. I got ID Prime Gin and Tonic after 8 today. That would be a fun thing to happen, Brick. Okay, so we start off as ever with the tiebreaker question, and the tiebreaker question is a numerical question, okay, and you need to enter as a number, not as words. No commas, no periods, no full stops or anything like that, or spaces, just the number straight. To Persephone's Twitch bar, everything is done into whispers from this point. Don't type anything into the public chat because it won't be processed and your message may be deleted. So this is the thing that's going to separate us out later on, possibly. So tiebreaker question. As ever with these games, if you're a first timer, keep your eye on the chat because the questions appear in the chat before they may appear on the screen due to latency issues. So do keep your eye on the chat. Once the question is in the chat, the question is live. Good luck to you all. Here comes the tiebreaker question. In feet, how tall is the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa? Answers start to come in. Just waiting on a few more. And that's time. If you didn't get a tiebreaker question, don't worry too much, but it does mean if you come down to a tiebreaker later on, you will have the Unity max value, which is about 88 trillion or something like that. Probably even a bit more than that. Right, 2,716 was the answer to that question, but we don't really need to worry about that. What we want to worry about is going into our first question. In this first set of 5 questions, there are 2 options, A or B. The break point is 50%. If 50% or more of you get this question wrong, you will trigger the first purge. You only need to whisper the letter to the bot, A or B. You have 10 seconds from when the question appears in the chat. Here we go. Fingers on buzzers. Question number 1. Options are smells, tastes. What starts the title of Nirvana's most famous song? Couple of seconds. And that's time. As ever with these multiple choice games, you may as well have a guess, because there's nothing to lose by guessing, and if you get it wrong, then you definitely lock rumble.wave, then you'll definitely be wrong. First of all, let's have a look what the correct answer was. It was A, smells. Smells like Teen Spirit. Was the answer we were looking for there. So let's find out how many people got that one right, how many people got that one wrong, and where is that purge meter going? Start the clock. Start the meter, not the clock. Well, it's ticking up. We didn't all get it right. How many of us? 25% incorrect, 75% were right, 30 of you getting smells, 8 of you going for tastes, and 2 of you abstaining, 5%. Means that we have not triggered that purge, and we go on to question number 2. And of course that breakpoint drops by 10% every question until we hit a purge, after which it will shoot back up. So 40% is now the breakpoint. Question number 2, options are Oscar, Felix. The question is, what is the first name of famous gaming YouTuber PewDiePie? Drew Dave Tom just sneaking an answer in by the looks of it there. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. It was B, Felix, and he lives in Brighton, I believe. Yes, Felix was the correct answer. How many of you got that one wrong? Start the meter. Not many. 7.5% were incorrect. 1 person going for Oscar, 2 people abstaining from that question. Remember, those abstentions are going to start to matter as that breakpoint comes lower and lower, and you are only going into a purge if you get the question immediately before it wrong. I should have clarified that. You go into a purge if you get the question immediately before the purge is triggered incorrect. So you can get every single one right, and then you get one wrong, you could still be in the purge and potentially out of the game. All sorts of things about Brighton tonight. Let's go on, question number 3. Breakpoint drops to 30%. Options are A and B still. Question number 3. Options are butterfly, caterpillar. In cooking, what kind of cut is also known as spatchcocking? And that's time. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. A, butterfly. Butterfly known as spatchcocking. So if you don't know, TJ, you can still have a guess. I'm not sure if you got an answer in or not. We will find out. Let's start that meter. Oh, you did get it right. Well, that's good to hear. Meters on. As did the majority. Nobody going for caterpillar. Just 3 abstentions on that question. 8% of you, 93%, 37 getting it right. Nicely done. On we go to question number 4. Breakpoint drops to 20%. That's getting scary low at this point. So only a handful of people getting it wrong will trigger a purge. If we don't trigger a purge by the time it gets down to 10%, then it will go on to 0%, which means we will have a definite purge after that until I fix up that thing in the game. I decided I'm not going to fix it until such a time as I need to. Let's go on. Question number 4. Options are aluminium, steel. Question is, the Bessemer process is used to mass produce what kind of metal? Time. Bessemer process. This was the first one when I proofread the pack that I didn't know the answer to myself. Or is it the US spelling? I think that might be M30. It's possibly why I'm aluminum. Oh yes, aluminum. Aluminum. Yes, from a American spelling of aluminium there. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. It was B, steel. Steel was the answer. So if we hit 20% or more getting an incorrect answer, then we will trigger the first purge. Let's find out how many got that right and how many got it wrong. Start the meter. Well, we are climbing. We haven't got to climb very far to trigger a purge. We're hit 10% already. We're halfway there and still climbing. And we have triggered purge number 1. 25% incorrect, 3 abstentions, and 7 people going for aluminum or aluminium, which was the wrong answer. 30 people getting the correct answer, steel there. Which means everyone who got that question wrong or abstained, which is 10 of you, 25% of you getting that one wrong, you are going into purge number 1. Let's find out who is going to be there. Carver 7th, Drahuska, Cetra, Pum and Ben, TJ, Brian, Hodders, Stormvision, Ludo, and G. Eisens. Everyone else, take a minute to recuperate. You don't have to worry about this. And people in the purge, if you get this one right, you're back in the game. It doesn't count towards your correct total. But if you get it right, you're still in the game. If you get it wrong, you are eliminated and purged from the game. A reminder that this one is not multiple choice. This one is a full answer that you need to type. And as usual, though, it is done to Persephone's Twitch bot. You've got 20 seconds rather than 10. And keep your eye on the chat because when the question comes up there, the question is live. Good luck to you 10. Here is the first purge question. Statue of Liberty was not made in the USA, but was actually gifted to them by the people of what country? Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Bit of a running gag here. You got 5 seconds, Ludo. And that is time. So Ludo is going to be eliminated. Don't know if there's AFK. You can't get away from that question, but you really can't, Ash. Very funny. I don't know if that was M3 Times doing that on purpose. But that is the first purge question. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was and how many people got it right. France was the answer. Everybody who was in that purge who attempted it getting it right, Ludo, of course, didn't submit an answer. So unfortunately, Ludo, you have not survived that purge, which means for you it is the end of the game and you've been purged. And 40 become 39. No, lights out is the escape artist, Hodders. You are still in, TJ. You have survived purge number 1. We go on now to question number 5. This is the last question where there are only 2 options. After this, the options will increase to 3. The breakpoint has gone back up to 60%. That will go back to whatever it started at last time plus 10. So after the next purge, it'll go back up to 70. Fingers on buzzers, everybody. Question number 5. Here are the options. Apple. Banana. Question is, what was taped on a wall and sold for $120,000 in an auction? Time. Got the wrong window there, David. Not to worry. Don't know if that means you were an abstainee as a result of that. We'll find out in a minute. First of all, what was the correct answer? It was B, it was the banana. Banana was taped to a wall, sold for a lot of money at auction. Modern art, I guess. 60% is the break point. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Not many, just 10% incorrect there. 1 abstention, 3 people going for Apple, 90%, 35 of you getting the correct answer. Well played. Let's go on to question number 6. And of course the options increase at this point to 3, so it's either A, B or C now, and the breakpoint drops to 50%. Here comes question number 6. Options are turkey and Swiss, bacon and lettuce and tomato, ham and cheese. What is the traditional filling for chicken cordon bleu? Apologies for the typo in traditional, I should have caught that. What is the traditional filling for chicken cordon bleu? Time. Slightly trickier question here maybe, and with 3 options to choose from. First of all, let's find out what the correct answer was. It's ham and cheese. You get ham and cheese in chicken cordon bleu. Thank you, wives, T. Eisens. Nice when culinary things from real life pass over into the online quiz world. 50% is the break point here. Let's find out. Let me just have a look at individual answers. Percentage of individual answers? That's what I want to look at. Let's find out how many of you got that wrong. Start the meter. Well, wasn't a clean board. Still climbing. 50% is halfway towards it. We could be going for a mass purge at this point. And no, the clock has stopped at 36%. The meter's stopped rather. 2 abstentions there. 5% abstaining. 3 people going for bacon, lettuce and tomato. 9 people, 23% going for turkey and Swiss. But 25 players, 64% getting the right answer means you have avoided a purge. Well played. Let's go on to question number 7. Breakpoint now dropping to 40%. Again, it's starting to get into the lower end of the game, so lower end of proceedings. So do be careful. A, B, or C are your options. Question number 7. Options are pearl, garnet, amethyst. Which gem is known to be the birthstone for February? Time. There are a few abstentions there. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. Pum and Ben, as a February child, had to get this one. Let's find out what the answer was. It was indeed C, amethyst. Amethyst is the birthstone for February. Right, let's have a look where we stand. 40% is the break point. Let's go through these one at a time, just for a wheeze. First of all, let's check out the abstentions. Wow, 4 abstentions, 10%, and you can see how that really starts to rack things up. Even if you don't have a guess at it, it can cost you big. 10% of people abstaining there. Let's have a look. How many people said B, garnet? Still climbing. It's only got to get to 40%. Still climbing. Ooh, 11 people going for B, garnet, which is the wrong answer. I believe garnet is July, I want to say. Right, so at this point we're just 1.5 percentage points away from triggering purge number 2. We've got one answer yet to reveal. If nobody said pearl, then we will avoid a purge. If one single person, though, I think, said pearl or more, then we will be going in to purge number 2. How many people said pearl? It wasn't nobody, and that means we have triggered a purge. It was just the one person saying pearl there. But that one, gone is January, thank you M3 times. That one person saying pearl means we have triggered purge number 2 after question number 7. Oh, pearl is June, is it? Half a second there, put me on the spot to try and remember your birth month. Mrs. Flush wants to do some modelling later on in between the games, I think, because you're
adult, well, you know, audience appropriate modelling, not anything exciting.
The coat that you helped, the jacket you helped her pick out the other day has arrived, and she would like to show it off to you, but we'll do it a bit later on. We're at a fairly crucial juncture of the game, though. 4 abstentions there, 11 people saying garnet, and 1 person saying pearl. You are going to be in this purge. If you said amethyst, you can sit tight for a couple of minutes and just chill out. But everyone else, you are going into purge number 2. Let's have a look who's going to be in it. Carr, Tyson, Kohler, Jay Turner, Ardenfett, Cetra, Matt the Ref, Brig, Pum and Ben, Ash, Gruffer Carlo, Drew Dave Tom, Brian, David, Puzzle Dan, and Milk Like Substance. Everyone else, chill out for a couple of minutes. You guys are in purge number 2. Reminder that this is not multiple choice. You must whisper your answer to Persephone's Twitch spot. You have 20 seconds from when the question appears in the chat. Good luck. You must answer this one correctly to survive. Here comes the second purge question. Which European country is famously nicknamed the Boot of Europe? Ten seconds to make good on an answer, Drew Dave Tom, slightly under now. And there's an answer everybody locked in who is in the Purge. Let's see, did everybody get it right? That's time. Well, it's a big Purge. Big Purge. A lot of people here. 16 of you. Did 16 of you give me the correct answer? Let's find out. Correct answer was Italy. And look at that. 2 purges in and we've only lost 1 player through an abstention. Everyone in this purge give me the correct answer. Very well played. You have survived and clung on to life at the end of purge number 2. I don't have to say it's purge for anyone. Well played. You're all still in the game. Let's go back to the main game. Going on to question number 8, there are now 3 options available. No, there are still 3 options available, I should say, A, B and C. The breakpoint has gone up to 70%, so it gives you a little bit of breathing room. Let's continue the game. Question number 8. Options are May, April, June. Question is, what's the first name of the human companion of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? An answer from everybody by the looks of it. Still love that Twitter account. 1612 in North Dakota. It's always very funny. Let's find out what the correct answer was. It's April. April is the human companion of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's find out how many of you remember the retro TV from, certainly from my youth, possibly from yours as well. Start the meter. 70% the breakpoint. And we're nowhere near it, just 13% getting that one wrong. No abstentions, 4 people going for May, 1 going for June, but the majority 34, 87% going for April. Let's move on. Question number 9, breakpoint now drops to 60%. Let's have a look what's on offer. Options are yttrium, tungsten, sulfur. Question is, which of these chemicals elements has a symbol not found in their own name? That should be chemical elements, has a symbol not found in their own name. Possibly which of these chemical elements symbols has some. There was probably the syntax of the question probably changed halfway through writing it there. Did everyone get an answer in there? Let's find out first of all what the correct answer was. It's B, tungsten. Tungsten is W, I believe. Sulfur is S, yttrium is Y or YT. So breakpoint is set at 60%. Let's have a look and see how many people got that one wrong. Let's start the meter. Well, we are climbing, steadily climbing. And stopping. 26% incorrect there. 4 people going for yttrium, 3 going for sulfur, 3 people abstaining from that one. With tungsten, 29 people, 74%, giving me the correct answer. Nicely done, you have avoided purge number 3. Let's go on to the next question. Question number 10, this is the last point where there are 3 options per question. After this, we go up to 4. The breakpoint is now set at 50%. Good luck, fingers on buzzers. Options are Pet Shop Boys, Rolling Stones, Flaming Lips. Which of these bands has no "the" at the beginning of the name? Time. Slightly trickier question here, I think, which is of course what we want. We do want the question to get a little bit harder as the game goes on. Let's have a look at the correct answer. It's Pet Shop Boys. Yes, it's the Rolling Stones and the Flaming Lips, but it is just Pet Shop Boys, no the. 50% the breakpoint. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. And we've stopped just shy of 21%. Yes, 20.51%. 4 abstentions there. 1 person going for the Flaming Lips. 3 going for the Rolling Stones. 31, 79% give me the correct answer of Pet Shop Boys. So we are halfway through the main body of questions. Remember that gameplay continues until we either have seen 20 regular questions, 5 purge questions, or we have 5 or fewer players left. So at this point, we're going to get 4 options per question, and the breakpoint is going to drop to 40%. Let's go there now. So, A, B, C or D. You need to find that extra letter on your keyboards. The breakpoint is 40%. Good luck. Here comes question 11. Options are John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr. Question is, which Beatle had narrated the first 2 series of the popular kids show Thomas the Tank Engine? Time. I'm saying it a bit early. But time all the same. Now, do we remember our kids' TV show Thomas the Tank Engine? First of all, let's have a look at the correct answer. It was D. Ringo Starr. I think that's fairly common knowledge, but I am from a certain generation. Bloody train, says Odders, quite right. Well, 40% is that break point. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Again, not a perfect clean board. The only clean boards we've seen so far have been in Purge questions, or a Purge question. 20% now, we're halfway there and still climbing. 28.21 is where the meter is going to stop. It's getting very, very close to that break point now. No abstentions there. 8 people going for George Harrison, 2 for McCartney, 1 for Lennon. The majority, 72% going for Ringo Starr. Well done if you got that right. Saving people from a potential purge. Let's go on to question number 12. Breakpoint now dropping to 30%. Again, getting very, very low, and the questions are getting tricky, and there are more options than previously. So think carefully. A, B, C, or D. Question number 12. Here are your options. I won't let you down. White knuckles. Here it goes again. This too shall pass. What OK Go song was famously accompanied with 4 men having fun with treadmills? Time. I don't know if that is niche knowledge or if it's just me not knowing it, but I didn't have a Scooby-Doo on that one. Let's find out if you did. First of all, what was the correct answer? It was C. Here it goes again. So the breakpoint is 30%. Are we going to have a third purge after question number 12? Let's go one at a time. First of all, let's look at our abstentions. Two abstentions, 5.13%. That is not what you want to see when it is this low. You don't want to see people abstaining. Let's have a look at D. How many people said D? Ooh, 13%. 5 people saying D. We're up to just shy of 18%. 2 more to unveil before we can decide whether or not we're going to have a purge. A, I won't let you down, or B, white knuckles. How many people said A, I won't let you down? Just 5%. Which means, if my maths is correct, if 3 or more people have said B, white knuckles, then we are going to a purge. If 2 or fewer said it, then we will be avoiding it for now. How many people said B, white knuckles? Oh, at least 1. Oh, we have stopped at 28.21%. 2 people saying white knuckles, just shy of that purge meter. 28 people, 72% getting the right answer. Here it goes again. Well played if you've avoided a purge. Let's go on to question number 13. Purge can't be too far away though now, because we are now at a 20% break point. 20% is very, very low break point. That's what all you need to get wrong to trigger a purge. Good luck, fingers on buzzers. Question number 13 coming up now. Options are Tunisia, Morocco, Finland, Norway. Which country is west from the prime meridian? I know technically they're all west from the prime meridian if you go far enough, but like immediately west. So I'm just going to have a little vape there. So how well do you know your geographical lines, the prime meridian? Let's have a look what the correct answer was. It's Morocco. Everything else is just slightly east of the prime meridian. 20% is the break point. If we have 20% or more getting this one wrong, then we will be going to purge number 3. Real success. Start the meter. And we're halfway there. The meter is slowing down, which means we are getting closer. And we have hit it. 49% getting that one wrong. Just 20 people going for Morocco, 1 for Tunisia, 3 for Finland, 7 for Norway, and actually 8 abstentions from that one. So remember, you might as well have a guess on these. There's no penalty. You know you're definitely going to be wrong if you abstain. No penalty for trying and getting it right. So yes, abstentions hosing it a little bit there. But it does mean that we are going to be having a purge of 19 people here. So if you're one of the 20 who gave me the answer Morocco, sit back for a couple of minutes. Let's find out who's going to be in purge number 3. Tyson Bain, Cola, Jay Turner, Keshi Head, Ardenfetz, Drahuska, Cetra, Matt the Ref, Dogfish, Brig Bother, Pum and Ben, Ash, Samster, The Naked Grandma, TJ, David Bodycon, Storm Vision, DC Simmons, and Milk Like Substance. You are all in this purge. To be fair, we've got 13 questions in and only lost one player so far, so it maybe is high time we lost some players. Who knows? It depends how you fare on the question. A reminder that you must whisper a full answer, not a multiple choice, to Persephone's Twitch bot. You've got 20 seconds from when the question appears in the chat. Good luck. Here's the third purge question. Dendrophobia is the fear of what? It's half your time. Ardenfetz, DC Simmons. There you go. So everyone has at least attempted an answer, but I don't know. Maybe we'll be having everyone surviving again. Maybe we won't. But let's find out. The answer to question number 3 is trees. Tyson Bain going for teeth. Jay Turner going for dark places. Keshi going for hair. Brig going for plants. Not specific enough, I'm afraid. Brig. Matt going for balloons. Likewise, Cetra. Not specific enough for plants. Dentists, good a thought if you're going for dental, maybe. Getting purged, Ardenfetz. The Naked Grandma going for teeth, dentists, teeth, hair. Just realised I proved these questions. I think M3 times did mention that David did help him out to write them, so well done for falling on your sword there a little bit, David. But yeah, we have a big old purging there after purge number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of 19 getting it wrong. Pum and Ben, Ash, Samster, DC Simmons, Dogfish, and Cola, very well played. You have survived that purge. But for the rest of you, I'm afraid you have not answered the question correctly, and you've been purged. And the live player count drops to 26 now. So those percentages of each person getting an incorrect answer are going to be weighted a little higher. Of course, the breakpoint does go back up to 80%, so you've got quite a lot of breathing room. And we've still got 2 purges in hand before we cut to the final. Still 4 options per question. Remember, if we get to the end of the run of 20 questions, only the 5 highest scoring players will get through to the final. Let's go on with the game. Question number 14. There are still 4 options, and here they are. Luke, I am your father. Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. I'm the king of the world. We're going to need a bigger boat. Which of these famous movie quotes have been quoted correctly? And that's time. That's a really interesting question. Curious to see how many people got it right, actually. And this is one of the original ones that came through, actually. I had to discard because there was one that was a correct answer. There were some changed ones. Yes, there were, M3. Let's have a look at what the correct answer was. I'm the king of the world, which is a direct quote from Titanic. We're going to need a bigger boat comes from Jaws, but it's actually you're going to need a bigger boat. Luke, I am your father. It's actually no, I am your father. And B, Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. It's actually Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. From Forrest Gump, The Empire Strikes Back, and Jaws. So Titanic, the only accurate quote up there. 80% is a pretty high benchmark, though, for triggering a purge. And let's find out if we are going to avoid it. Start the meter. Well, it's got an awful long way to climb, but we are climbing, and then some. We're halfway there now. 50%, 60%, and still climbing. 80%, that breakpoint. This could be a complete bloodbath at this point. It is still climbing, and oh my goodness gracious me. We have triggered purge number 4. 81% were incorrect. Only 5 players giving the correct answer there. I'm the king of the world. 8 people going for Forrest Gump, 4 people going for The Empire Strikes Back, 2 going for we're going to need a bigger boat. And again, we had 7 abstentions from that question. Remember, abstaining is really, really dangerous at this late stage of the game. There's only 26 players in, and we've got 21 incorrect answers. We could theoretically be going to a final purge after this question. The vast majority of you are going to be in purge number 4. Let's find out exactly who you are. Car, Joey Gateman, Topper One Gaming, Cola, Innis, Holgamate, Cyclespace, We Like Shaped It, Totley, Dogfish, Pum and Ben, Ash, Gruffer Carlo, Time Strike Retrix, Brian, Puzzle Dan, Hodders, DC Simmons, Egg Fried Cheese, and G. Eisens. 8 Minky, Samster, Drew Dave, Tom, ABME, and Clive of Legend. You can sit back and chill for just a few minutes as we go through this Purge question. Remember, no multiple choice here. You must whisper the answer directly to Persephone's Twitch bot, and you've got 20 tactical abstentions, possibly Silent Marine. You've got 20 seconds from when the question appears in the chat. At this stage, it's a little bit early for tactical abstentions at this point, but we'll see. It relies on you getting this 4th Purge question right if you did tactically abstain. Good luck to you all. Here is the question. What is the number that often appears on Heinz ketchup bottles? And there's answers from everybody. Did everybody proffer a correct answer? We'll find out in 3, 2, 1, time. So, answers in from everybody. This maybe is niche general knowledge, but it's maybe something that's come up before in a stream and a quiz somewhere before. Let's find out how many people got the right answer and what was it. It's 57, and not everyone was right. Cyclespace going for 31, Holgamate going for 2, Puzzle Dan going for 47, out by a factor of 10. Egg Fried Cheese, you're going to make me go to the inspector to condone that answer, because you've done it 57 brackets 50-7 bracket. If you'd done one or the other, it would have condoned either of them. But I will let you have that one, Egg Fried Cheese. Although you know how this programming works, you know how the spell checker works, so don't push it to its limits, because I won't always be feeling quite so generous. So most of us getting the correct answer there, and indeed surviving Purge number 4, but Holgamate, Cyclespace and Puzzle Dan, unfortunately you've not given me the correct answer, which means unfortunately you've been purged. 6 questions remain in the main game. It is 8:45, so I'm keeping fingers crossed that everything goes swimmingly. The breakpoint is now set at 90%, so a very high benchmark, but 6 questions to get it down before we will automatically trigger a final purge. This is the last point where there are 4 options. After this, there will be 5 options per question. Good luck. Question number 15, here are the options. Definitely this one. The host's a cool guy. This selection. This answer. Which of these answers is comprised only of isograms? A lot of abstentions there, because a lot of passing to do on that question. So, an isogram is a word that has no repeated letters. For those of you who weren't sure about that, I must confess I didn't know that until I looked it up while proofing the question pack. The answer, therefore, is D. This answer. There are no words in there with any repeated letters. The other ones all have at least one word that has a repeat letter. So 90% is the benchmark, the breakpoint as it were. Let's find out how many people got that one wrong. Start the meter. Well, not a clean board by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we've had an 80% purge. We can't surely have a 90% purge. Surely not. 60%? 70%? And we're still going. We're still going. 80%. It's slowing down. It is getting close to the breakpoint. It has stopped at 87%, 9 abstentions there, 39% of the pack abstaining from that. So you're almost halfway towards that breakpoint just from abstentions. Only 3 people getting the correct answer there, 4 going for this selection, 4 going for the host a cool guy, and 3 people going for definitely this one. That is unprecedented, but that is how this game works. We very nearly went to Purge number 5 on a 90% breakpoint, but we didn't. We avoided. The 3 people have saved everybody else from that Purge. Well played. Let's go on to question number 16. There are now 5 options per question, and the E gets very, very close at this point. The breakpoint drops to 80%. A, B, C, D, or E. Good luck. Options are black, yellow, green, blue, red. What colour is the Olympic ring farthest on the right? As I'm thinking about this question. And time. A few more abstentions there. Let's have a look at the correct answer. It's E, red. Further flag to the right. Nothing more interesting to say about that question. Red was the correct answer. How many people got that one wrong? Start the meter. And we're still climbing. 40%, we're halfway there. And still going, more than half getting it wrong. 57% is where we stopped. 3 abstentions there. 5 people going for blue, 1 for green, 1 for yellow, 3 for black. 10 people giving me the correct answer of red. Very well played. You've avoided purge number 5. Let's go on to question 17. Again, 5 options, A, B, C, D, or E. Good luck to you all. Here are the options. Angela. Lisa. Jessica. Monica. Sandra. Which of these girls' names is not sung in Mambo number 5? There's echoes of a question I used in the pilot episode of Google That here. But can you remember which the answer is? Time. I'm not going to sing it this time.
Oh, you
Good
should.
question. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. First of all, let's have a look at the correct answer. There is no Lisa in Mambo number 5. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Jessica by my side, a little bit of Rita's what I see, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, and then Angela's obviously in the verse. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. Yes, they are getting tricky. A little bit of Jessica, here I am, but there is no Lisa in Mambo number 5. 70%, the break point. Let's go one at a time here, because that'll be fun. First of all, how many people abstained from that question? Again, lots of abstentions. 4 people. You see, just 4 people abstaining has given you 17% on that meter already, and we're only got to get to 70. The correct answer was B, Lisa. How many people said A, Angela? Oh, we're over halfway there now. 30% saying Angela, with 3 more answers to reveal. How many people said E, Sandra? Just the 4%. How about D, Monica? How many people said Monica? Again, just 1. So this is what it all comes down to. How many people said Jessica as the answer? Let's find out. Absolutely nobody, which means we're sticking at 57% incorrect. 4 abstentions, nobody going for Jessica, 10 people going for Lisa, 43%. Well played, you've avoided a purge. Let's go on to question number 18. Yeah, picking one in the verse, very nice thinking there. Question number 18, the breakpoint is 60%. We could theoretically avoid purge number 5 if we get to the end of the game without triggering that breakpoint. It has happened, it could happen. We will find out if it happens tonight. Breakpoint is 60%, still 5 options for the question. Here they are. Tomatoes, eggplant, broccoli, potatoes, peppers. Question is, which of these foods is not part of the nightshade family? Time. Mrs. Flush tapped me on the arm because for the questions for the game we're going to be playing later on, there was almost a question on nightshade, and I said to her, please don't give me a nightshade question for plant-related stuff, because it's always nightshade. It's not always nightshade, but I think there was a nightshade question in the first game. So let's find out the correct answer first of all. C, broccoli. Broccoli is not in the nightshade family. It's a brassica, apparently, I'm told. Peppers, potatoes, eggplant, and tomatoes all are. So the breakpoint is 60%. There are 2 questions left if we don't trigger a purge now. So it's either at this point we either trigger a purge and we go to the final, or we go to the next question and then we have up to 2 more questions and then we go to the final. Let's find out how many people got that one wrong. Start the meter. But we're halfway there. And still climbing. And slowing. And getting very, very close. Very close. And we've triggered it. Oh, only just 61%. The readout I'm actually getting here is 60.89% were incorrect, but that is enough to trigger the fifth and final purge. 2 abstentions there, 3 going for peppers, 7 going for potatoes, 1 going for eggplant, 1 going for tomatoes, 9 people going for broccoli, the correct answer. 39%, but not quite enough. For you 9, you are safe from this final purge and have a good chance of getting into the final. For everybody else, you've got to try and earn your place there by surviving purge number 5. Let's find out who's going to be in it. Clive, Carr, Abney, Topper, We Like Shapes, It's Otley, Samster, Time Strike, Drew Dave Tom, Retrix, Hodders, DC Simmons, Egg Fried Cheese, and G. Eisens. You are all in Purge number 5. The other 9 players, you can sit back and relax for a minute. There's nothing more you can do at this point. The other 9 players, your final scores are now going to be set. We'll have to find out how many people you're going to be battling against of these 14 players who are in Purge number 5. As you know, whisper it to Persephone's Twitch bot, full answer 20 seconds from the question shows in the chat. Good luck. Here is Purge question number 5. In a deck of cards, what are the queens holding in their hands? Taking their time getting their answers in on this one, having a bit of a think. You're running out of time though. I think there was one player, might have been, it was either Hodders or Drew Dave Tom, who didn't get an answer in. Let's find out what the correct answer was and how many of you got that one right. Husband's heads, David. It's flowers. Flowers. Clive going for maces. Abney going for swords. The kings are holding swords. Scepter, hearts, swords, suit, and Hodders not giving an answer there. So, Car the 7th, Top 1 Gaming, We Like Shapes, Samster, Egg Fried Cheese, and G. Eisens. You have all survived, and we'll go into the pack to see who has got the highest score going into the Purge final. Remember, we can only have 5. But unfortunately, Clive the Legend, ABME, Time Strike, Drew Dave Tom, Retrix, DC Simmons, and Hodders. On the very last Purge question, I'm afraid you failed to find a right answer, and that means you've been purged. Which means it's time for the final purge, and we've got 16 players, which means 11 of you are going to be disappointed. For the first time, I'm going to reveal how many points you have got, and the top 5 players will go into the final. I know it's a bit disappointing to go out if you have survived up to this point, but there has to be some metric, some break somewhere. Let's find out who is going into the final. It's going to be Innis, Joey Gateman, We Like Shapes, Samster, and Ape Minky. By the looks of it, we haven't had to resort to tie breaks on this question. 18 questions asked in total. 8 Minky actually getting 17 out of 18 of them correct. So a 17, a 15, and 3 14s. Next highest scores, Ash and Egg Fried Cheese, both on 13, missing out by a single question, which would have forced a tiebreaker to be used. But there we go. Congratulations to you 5. Car, Topper, Cola, It's Otley, Dogfish, Brian, G. Eisens, Egg Fried Cheese, Gruff Carlo, Ash, and Pum and Ben. It's been wonderful having you here. Played a really good game, but unfortunately for you guys, it is the end of the road. That's the wrong game, and I'm afraid you are now going to be purged. Let's go to the final. So, 8 Minky, Samster, Joey Gateman, Innis, and We Like Shapes. You are our 5 finalists this week. All but 5 players have now been purged, but only one of you can emerge as the champion. Let me explain how this works. You'll be shown half a question. Based on that half question, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you want to play the question or pass it to somebody else. Whoever answers the question, if they get it right, they survive. If you play the question and you get it right, you get to choose someone else to eliminate. If you play it and get it wrong, you knock yourself out. If you pass it and they get it wrong, they're knocked out. If you pass it and they get it right, they knock you out. Close but no vape juice. Quite, yes, because it's the 21st century now, Ash. It may give you a prompt as to if you're nominating somebody, it'll say this in the chat, if you're nominating somebody to play the question on your behalf, then you must tell me who you are nominating, because I have to set them manually. It doesn't do it from tracking the name of the string. So you can just tell me a general idea of who you want to nominate to play the question. As ever, though, these are now not multiple choice. Going to Persephone's Twitch bot, you've got 20 seconds to answer the question. The first thing, though, because 8 Minky has finished in first, 8 Minky gets to make the decision as to whether he is going to play first or last. So, 8 Minky, you're currently leading, therefore decide whether you want to play first or last. So it's whispering an F or an L to the bot now. Minky has chosen to go first. Questions will therefore be asked in descending order of points, that is, starting with Ape Minky. So Minky, you're going to have the first question. And so you'll be shown half a question. You then have to whisper to me either play or pass to and then name a person based on the half a question that you see. So good luck, Ape Minky. Here comes your half a question. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. And if you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. So your half question, Ape Minky. The human ear. Ape Minky is going to play this question. So let me find Ape Minky. There he is. And let's set you as the active player. Ape Minky, this question is for you. So Ape Minky now having an opportunity to answer a question correctly and knock somebody else out of the game. Ape Minky, good luck. Here is your question. The human ear has thousands of tiny hairs called what? Saying cilia. Cilia. Let's have a look at what the correct answer is. It is indeed cilia. There were a couple of variants on that which I don't get, and actually I need to put that in case I'm using someone else's question pack and I don't have a readout of what the answers are. Cilia was the right answer, Ape Minky. So you'll now have another 20 seconds to decide who you are going to eliminate from the game. You just have to give me an idea of their name and they will be knocked out. Sorry, one of you is not going to get to see a final question. Ape Minky? No, I need to press condone, don't I? Ape Minky, the choice is yours. And he's picking Samster. Maybe a wise move. I know Samster, who had a really good run of luck on with some really good questions on Blockbusters. Hey, to Ape Minky, Samster is saying. Samster, I'm afraid you have been chosen for the chopping block. Ape Minky has answered the question correctly and chosen you to go. I'm afraid, Samster, you've been purged. So, Joey Gatorman, play is going to move over to you next. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. Remember, if you want to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. Just give me an idea of who you'd like to play it if you would not like to play it yourself. Question is, in the movie The Purge, appropriate for this game, play or pass, Joey Gatorman? Passing to Innes C. Okay, Innes, question's been passed to you. Perhaps you've seen this film, perhaps you haven't. Don't know if Joey Gatorman has, but Innes, this question is for you. So, Innes, if you get this one right, you knock Joey Gatorman out. If you get it wrong, you knock yourself out. Good luck. Here is the question in full. In the movie The Purge, all crime is legal for how many hours? No, I haven't seen the film. Not even going to have a guess. So Innes saying, no, I haven't seen the film. It is entirely possible that that is the correct answer. Shall we have a look at what the correct answer is? It's 24 hours in the film The Purge. Crime is legal for 24 hours. So, Innes, unfortunately, that was a good pass from Joey Gatorman. You have not answered the question correctly, and I'm afraid you've been purged. So 24 and 48. I thought it was 24 hours. I have seen the film, so to a point where I thought it was 24 hours. I didn't actually bother to check, but academic in this case because Innes has. Okay, we can get a VAR on that, Matt. If you can get a VAR on, say it's academic. We're going to get a VAR on that question just because we weren't sure, and actually I would have done that before eliminating, but because we've not had an answer profit, so. Wiki says 12. Okay, that's my bad for not fact checking that more thoroughly and for thinking I know everything ahead of time. So trying not killing someone because it's in the yeah. Spoilers, Procyon, much. Oh, there we go. Question that snuck through. Fortunately, it's an academic experience, and I would have VAR'd that before eliminating someone if we'd had an actual answer in there. But there we go. On we go. We like shapes. You're up next. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. A reminder that it will loop back around to Ape Minky after this question if he's still in the game. If you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. Half a question for you then, We Like Shapes. If you prepared fish, We Like Shapes is going to have a go at this one. So, taking your fate in your own hand, We Like Shapes, this question is for you. So, not going to say anything until we see what's happening. Right, We Like Shapes, good luck. Here is the question in full. If you prepared fish raw, what would you call it? We Like Shapes is going for sushi. Let's have a look and see what the correct answer is. It's not the right answer, it's sashima. Now, or sushima. Now, I was thinking about this one when this question was put forward by M3 Times. I called him up and I said, it's sushi, isn't it? And I was a little bit worried that this was going to happen, that someone's going to say sushi. But as Ash is pointing out, and as M3 Times decided to me, I don't eat sushi, or sashima, but sushi is something more specific. Sushi means it's got rice with it as well, as David is giving us here. So unfortunately, sushi cannot be accepted as the correct answer, even though that's exactly what I would have thought. But that is one we definitely fact-checked. And got a bit of discussion going on. So I'm afraid, We Like Shapes, that is the wrong answer, and you've been purged. So it comes back around, 8 Minky. Final question of the evening comes to you. Are you going to take your fate in your own hands, or are you going to pass it over to Joey Gatorman? The final half of question 8 Minky is going to be for you to make a decision on. Just off the bar. So decide if you want to play this or nominate somebody else. 8 Minky, you know the drill, you've already done this once. This game, if you wish to nominate somebody else, you don't need to indicate who. It's going to be pretty obvious it's going to be for Joey Gatorman. Half a question for you then. John Lennon. Going to pass it to Joey Gatorman. Joey Gatorman, you passed your first question. You've not had another one passed to you. You are now, however, going to face one. This final question is for you. So this has been a very, very interesting final. Lots of plays and passes, some correct, some incorrect. And the final question falls to Joey Gatorman. The half was John Lennon. Joey Gatorman, here is that question in full. Good luck. John Lennon stirred some controversy when he said the Beatles were bigger than what? Oh, not wasting any time at all. Joey Gatorman saying Jesus. Hey, Mickey saying damn it. I think he maybe knew that one. Let's have a look what the correct answer was. It was indeed Jesus. Would also have accepted God or Christianity, because in the same quote he alludes to being bigger than Christianity. So, hey Minky, that was a bad pass. Jerry Gateman knew the answer, and he knew the answer damn quickly. So unfortunately you survived through one, but not the second one, and I'm afraid, 8 Minky, you have been purged. Which means, after a very exciting game and a wonderful question pack, I have to say, from M3 Times, Joey Gatorman is the last player standing, which means, Joey Gatorman, you have survived the purge. Very, very many congratulations to Joey Gatorman. If you're not in the Discord server, which I think you might be, but if you're not, you can go and join it there, as can anybody else. Then I will immortalise you on the leaderboards of Purge survivors. Not very many people get onto that board because there can only ever be one in each game, but Joey Gatorman, you have survived the Purge. And can I have a huge round of applause as well for our question writer M3 Times, the first question pack that M3 has submitted to game night, and I think he did a really good job, nicely balanced. One or two little fact checking things in there, which is on me as much as him for not picking up on them. So thankfully they didn't impact the game too dramatically. So thank you very, very much to M3 Times. Very grateful to you for that, because it meant I've been able to focus this weekend on writing questions for game number 2, which is coming up in just a moment. Joey Gatorman, you have survived the purge, so congratulations to you, and like I say, we will immortalise you later on. Interesting questions, good game. Yes, thank you, Ludo. I'm not sure if you managed to find the bot or something. You got eliminated quite early on, but do stick around for the next game. Okay, the next game is going to be my brand new one. I've not even told anyone the title. I think about 4 people have seen screenshots or work in progress of various things along the way. This is the first unveiling this evening. Hopefully we won't have that little race of Twitch there. Thank you very much for the subscription to N3 times from G Eisens. Thank you very much for the support, and welcome to the sub fam M3 times. Competitive tax filing, that's exactly what it is, Clive of Legend. Exactly what it is. We're going to take a little break first of all. I'm going to go grab myself another glass of wine. You guys can go stretch your legs. Don't go away. There's a limit of 21 players in this game. I have got an idea for how I'm going to work a lobby game, but it's not going to be until next week. Or I think I have got this down to play next week. I think next week is going to be New Game and Danger Zone 2. I think is the plan for next week, but I will talk more about that later on. For now, I'm going to leave you with the closing credits. I'll put some more set game on for a bit, grab another glass of wine, maybe play another track, and then we'll play the new game right after the break. So sit tight, don't go away, or go grab yourselves another drink. I'll be back very, very soon. Thank you again to N3 times, and congratulations to Joey Gateman. You have survived the Purge. Stay right there. I'll be back after the break.
Public Enemy number 3, 10 years ago, was released today from the federal penitentiary after serving 11 years of a 10-to-life sentence. To this day, $250,000 in gold bullion involved in the original crime has not been recovered. Police officials doubt the gold can be recovered, pointing out that should the gold be found by Pappas, the insurance company would have the first claim. $250,000 in gold, and this guy used to be a father. Hey, I'd sure like to meet this guy.
So, just making a couple of last-minute final checks to this game to make sure everything is indeed in order. Mrs. Flash hasn't forgotten that she wants to model something for you later on, but she's rather preoccupied right now, and we are going to get on with this new game. A reminder that it is a lobby game. You come into the lobby and then it picks you, but it's only going to allow 21 to come into the game until I get the lobby game implemented. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to work it, so I just didn't do it in the end. But I got an idea last night, but haven't had time to do it today. As Matt has just pointed out into the Twitch chat, if you're a first timer here, or if you're back for, if you've been here many times, I always give this disclaimer at the beginning. This is the very first time this is being played. It is a pilot game, which means things may go wrong, things may break, things may not quite work as planned, and the rules may not be quite as balanced as we'd like. We will see what happens, and hopefully we'll all have a good time. This is a question pack written by me, so all the questions are from yours truly. Hopefully you enjoy what you see. Welcome to the new game. Yes, this is Bidding War. Welcome to the game, my friends. I am rising from within the bowels of the studio. There's smoke, we've got some smoke, we've got chair, we've got concentric circles. This is Bidding War. As you can see, there are 21 podiums behind me. Hopefully you will enjoy what's going to happen here. There's a few new things that I've implemented in this game. As you can see, there's some funky animations going on. I've got the neon back in, and there's what letters is this set made of? Actually, they're not. Actually, I've done this one properly. I might give you a tour of the studio a bit later on. But the Bidding War logo is made of the letters in Bidding War, and everything else is either modelled properly or. Or primitives. So this is Bidding War. In order to play the game, there is one more new thing that you're going to find out about very, very shortly. But if you would like to come and have a go at Bidding War, remember that only 21 of you can get in. Please do stick around, even if you don't get picked, just to see what it's all about. If I go to the right thing, I've only got 3 buttons on this Stream Deck layout. Oh. Are we having a thread dispatcher again? We are. How have we had a thread dispatcher before anyone's even sent a message in? Ugh. Okay, titles again. Because it happens 3 times in one night. I think that's very unusual for that to happen. I don't know why it's happening there, though. There was no command to do anything. No, that's not a pilot problem. That's just a general Twitch lib problem. Ash is going to send me the fix for it. That's not a pilot problem. That was completely unexpected. That happened in the last game when that wasn't a pilot. Bidding War. It's still Bidding War. We can watch the animation again of me rising out from the stage. There I am. Right, I'm going to open the lobby now, and hopefully, let's find out that isn't going to break the Twitch lib dispatcher this time.
To join the game, please enter the code RGVS.
There we go. Oh yeah, there's TTS in this. Do come and join us. Yeah, no fart noises in this. It's something a little bit more shrill. Thank you very much for the subscription there. Retrix gifting a subscription to Joey Gaterman. Thank you, Retrix, and welcome, Joey Gaterman, to the fam. Lovely to have you with us. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Blimey, 41. That's encouraging. So, do come join the game. Again, only 21 of you are going to be able to partake tonight until I get the lobby game implemented, which will be next week. And say, some things might work, some things might not work. It should all work. I can't think why it wouldn't. Thank you for the host there, Toshi. Welcome. Right. Hopefully everything is as it should be. Anyone else wanting to join, because we want to get this underway? It's a reasonably long game, longish game. All the rules will be explained as we go. But yeah, it's very much a bidding war by name, bidding war by nature. So I think you'll like it. We'll find out. You might not. You might hate it. But as ever with these sort of piloty games, I do invite you to offer some feedback in the Discord server, which you can go and join right there. There's a suggestions section in Game Night. So suggestions for things of maybe changes to the rules. So it could be either changes to the rules, changes to the graphics, changes to pacing, anything at all. Try and keep it constructive. Don't just come in and burn me to the ground. And positive feedback is also appreciated. So don't think, you know, all has to be this was crap and this was crap and this was crap and that was crap. It can be I really like this element as well. I respond well to both positive and constructive feedback. So, but if you have got any ideas following playing the game, then then do pop your way over to the Discord. I'll give you another few seconds. There's Joey Gatorman. It's up to 42. Lobby can hold a couple more than that. But if we're all happy, if we're happy with who we think is going to play, then we'll get this game underway. 42, that's appropriate, I suppose. Half of you are going to get to play and half of you won't. Yeah, please don't complain if you don't get selected, as Egg is saying. There will be a lobby game, so I've got an idea for it now. But for now, we're going to lock the lobby and we're going to pick 21 players. So, keep your eyes on the chair as well. So I'm not on screen for a lot of this game for this very reason. Let's populate those podiums.
Time to select the 21 warriors. Keshai Head, Tunaland, Abm208, @_bash, Anozep, Brigbutha, Punman Ben, the_naked_grandma, Cyclospace, Clivy off Legend, Colocula, Nota Jumbly off Numbers, Inisk, Tisonban, Puzzle Eden, KA_7TH, Matt_the_ref, M3 times, David Bodicombe, Drew Daftum 1997, and Welly Kesh Apes. You are the 21 warriors. May you find favour in the war to come.
You indeed find favour in the war to come, and TTS is having a lot of fun saying your names there. I used a lot of the names when I was testing it before, so I've heard most of these, but there are a few new ones in there. Bad luck if you didn't get it in. I will implement a lobby game for next time and maybe fast track some people and stuff. So this is Bidding War. We've got 21 warriors, and we will eventually emerge with one and only one champion. There is a very, very, very unlikely chance of there being a fringe case which involves sudden death, which I haven't programmed yet. Because I sort of ran out of time. It's unlikely to come up, but it might. How this works, there are 4 rounds, and all the instructions will be given out at the beginning. So let's go to round number 1 now.
Round 1. Opening Gambits.
So, opening Gambits, you will have noticed you've all been given 5 points for nothing at the beginning. You will face 5 questions. Prior to each question, you will be shown a category. Bid 1 to 3 points up to a maximum of your current score. Based on the category, abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 1. You have 10 seconds to submit your bid. Answer the question correctly and you will be awarded your bid. Answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you will lose your bid. You have 20 seconds to submit your answer. If you run out of points, you are eliminated from the game. All bids and answers are whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. Good luck. So make sure the answers are whispered. So each part of the question has 2 phases, a bidding phase and then an answering phase. 10 seconds for the bidding phase, 20 seconds for the answering. It's not multiple choice, full answers only. I can condone, I can overwrite if spelling errors and there is a sort of a level of spelling. Evil Google that, maybe. The evil part of the game that I've already done is coming later. As ever, keep your eyes on the chat because when the question is in the chat, the question is live. So, if you already know you can't go into negatives, as it says there, Egg, if you run out of points, you are eliminated from the game. You did, Blockworker. Welcome to the stream, mate. You're just in time to see the pilot episode of Bidding War. Welcome to the stream. So, good luck to you all. Let's play opening gambits. So, fingers on buzzers. It's a bid from 1 to 3 based on the category. You've got 10 seconds from when the category appears in the chat. Here comes the first.
Start bidding on category 1. Video games. Time. Get ready for the question.
If you didn't bid, you are automatically assigned a bid of 1. That's a little 3-second countdown. So the first question, what is the nickname of Sonic the Hedgehog's fox companion, Miles Prower? With M 3 times, there's M 3 times, ABME?
Time.
No answer there. Let's have a look at the answer. It was Tails. Dave has gone for no idea. Matt the ref has gone for Prowser. That's not right. Cyclespace gone for Mario. ABME didn't get an answer, and everybody else getting the right answer and getting those points. Well played if you got the points there.
No eliminations.
No eliminations there, but a couple of people losing some points. Dropping down, you want to be careful not to hit 0. On we go. Question number 2. Category coming in 3.
Start bidding on category 2. Flags.
So again, it's 1 to 3 on flags.
Time.
There's the bids.
Get ready for the question.
A few 1s, a couple of 3s cropping up there. 3 seconds before the question. 20 seconds. Which of the 3 primary colours of light does not appear on the flag of France?
Time.
And everyone getting an answer by the looks of it. If I didn't make it abundantly clear, abstaining doesn't save you. If you abstain, you still lose your bid. So, a few yellows in there. Yellow is a primary colour in school and of paint, but not of light. There's red, blue and green are the primary colours of light. Yellow, 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 yellow. A blue is on the flag of France. Yellow, 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 yellow and yellow. Unfortunately, if you put yellow or blue, you're going to lose your bid there. End of the question.
No eliminations.
Again, no eliminations at that point. Cyclespace is down on 2, so slightly dangerous territory. Let's go on to question number 3. 3 seconds and then a chance to bid from 1 to 3. Not of light, Drew, Dave, Tom.
Start bidding on category 3. Television.
Television is the category.
Time.
And there's time.
Get ready for the question.
So you get a 3-second countdown and then 20 seconds to answer this question on television. What is the name of the middle Simpson child? Just waiting for TJ. There we go. We'll just wait for the clock to count down. We can enjoy the pretty animation. And that's time. Yeah, thank you, computer, for saying time. ABME going for Bart. Brit Bother going for Maggie. Bart. No, most of us there getting the right answer, though, which was Lisa. Well done if you got that. You're going to get your bid. If not, you're going to lose your bid. Let's find out if we've got someone stealing an answer from the Purge there. I don't think so. Maybe. Maybe it was in the back of my mind, Egg. Not consciously, anyway. Are we going to get any eliminations? Let's find out.
No eliminations.
No eliminations. We Like Shapes is down to just a single point, though. Cyclespace has managed to get back up to 3. So, We Like Shapes, you're only going to be able to bid 1 on this question. Let's go on to question number 4. As the guy said, Clivy said, there are only so many facts.
4. Technology.
Technology is the question.
Time.
So minimum bids from TJ and Not a Jumble there. A few other minimum bids, a few 1, 2s and 3s in there. Let's have a look at the question. What computer technology designed in 1996 can be A, C, micro or mini?
Time.
Well, that's time. A couple of non-submissions there. We've got a BBC, USB, CPU, USB, non-submissions, dunno. a mouse, a chip, a drive, an iPod, a mini, and BBC. Now, USB was the answer. Thank you, Block. It went through a couple of rewrites to make sure we had it absolutely correct, because it was potentially, and originally, it wasn't going to be invented in 1996 until I realised HDMI. USB-B might be a thing, but it didn't say that it wasn't DC, Simmons. But HDMI can be A, C, micro and mini as well, so I thought I'd just add some clarity to that. So those are the points. I don't need to condone any answers there, so let's find out if we've got any people going out. It looks like We Like Shapes might be getting it wrong with a score of 1. Let's find out.
Welike Shapes, you have been eliminated.
Yes, indeed you have. Bad luck, We Like Shapes. You are literally being buried. Bye-bye. Off you pop. So we're down to 20 players, and we've got one more question in this round. Off to hell, yes. Here we go. One more question for you. Bidding from 1 to 3. Keep an eye on your points. Here it comes. The category. New way to die in Ben's game. Yeah.
Start bidding on category 5. Fashion.
Fashion. To the shadow realm with you.
Time.
And there's time.
Get ready for the question.
So, good luck with this. 20 seconds to answer this fashion question. All-Star trainers are manufactured by which shoe brand?
Time.
And you're out of time there, TJ. Converse, we've got an Adidas, a couple of Nikes. They are a subsidiary of Converse, are a subsidiary of Nike, but Converse are their own manufacturer brand in their own right. So I'm not inclined to accept Nike based on that. Converse are very much a thing in and of themselves. Crocs, also an incorrect answer. Set a trapdoor on the floor that slides open before it retracts, make it look a bit more realistic. Hold on to that thought, Egg, because that might be a thing that happens later on. But yes, I should probably put a trapdoor on there. So, have we got any eliminations after that question? Let's find out.
No eliminations.
No eliminations. So, that is the end of round 1.
End of round 1.
You might just notice your scores going up. That's something I should have mentioned. At the end of the round, in order to make round 2 possible for everybody, you get some bonus points. And I now can't remember how many it is. And that's a flat rate for everybody. Doesn't matter what your scores are. I think it's 3. But I might be wrong. 3 points, thank you, Egg. Yeah, it was 3, and there is a reason for that. It's because the minimum you can finish round 1 on and survive is 2, and you need at least 5 for the next round. So everyone has been given an extra 3 points, as N3 Times is demonstrating there. So congratulations, 20 out of 21 have survived, and we go on to round number 2. At the end of this round, there will be a maximum of 10 of you left. Let me explain.
Round 2. Top Gun.
So round 2 is called Top Gun. Very similar in concept to the first round. You'll face 10 questions. Prior to each question, you'll be shown a category. Bid 1 to 5 points, this time up to a maximum of your current score. Based on the category, abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 1. So everyone can bid a maximum of 5 from the first question. And again, you've got 10 seconds to submit your answer. Answer the question correctly and you will be awarded your bid. Answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you will lose your bid. 20 seconds to submit the answer. That's all the same. Here's where it gets different. Additionally, the fastest high bidder to answer correctly will obtain passage to round 3. If the fastest high bidder has already obtained passage, passage will be granted to the next fastest player. Higher bids take priority over speed when ordering. This means that if you are confident about your answer, you will bid higher and you'll have more chance of going through. If you run out of points, you are eliminated from the game. If you fail to obtain passage to round 3 by the conclusion of question 10, you are eliminated from the game. All bids and answers are whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. Good luck to you all. So this happens automatically. If you're really confident, you want to bid high on the category, because the only way you're going to get through is to be a high bidder. You can bid low, lose fewer points, but you're not going to. The chance of you being able to escape the round and get passage to round 3 is going to be diminished. Apart from that, it's basically the same as the previous round. 1 to 5 are the bids you can offer, and the questions get just a little bit harder. Okay, good luck. Let's play round 2. Top Gun. So, again, we start off with the bidding process 1 to 5. Here comes the first category.
Start bidding on category 1. Geography.
No, it's geography, computer, but never mind.
Time.
And that's time up.
Get ready for the question.
So, good spread of bids there. Here comes the question. Basra is the second largest city in which country? No, Egg, it's not possible to finish round 1 on 1 point. The minimum is 1. Trust me, I've done the math. The minimum is 2. Trust me, I've done the maths. Because you've got to get at least 1 right. If you get the first 4 wrong, you go down to 1 point. You've then got to get the last 1 right to get up to 2. Oh, 4-3 then. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, maybe I haven't done the maths thoroughly enough. I'll, yep. Right, note it in the suggestions, Egg. Thank you. The answer there was Iraq, Afghanistan, Greenland, India, Iran. I'm glad that's not getting through the spell checker because it's a different country. Syria, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. No answer from Not a Jumble. No idea. Brazil, Afghanistan, Czech Republic, Iraq, and Iraq. Well done if you got that one right. You've just been awarded your stake. If you got it wrong, you're going to lose your stake. It'll be interesting to see if we've got any eliminations at this point. But also, we're going to give passage to 1 player. Let's find out who.
No eliminations.
No eliminations.
Passage has been granted to Cyclospace, with a bid of 4 and a response time of 8.23 seconds.
There you go. Cyclospace is the first player to be given passage to round 3. You're not completely safe, Cyclospace. You can still be eliminated if you run out of points, so don't count this. Of course, if you do nothing from now till the end of the round, if you've got 10 points, you will be fine. But Cyclospace has been granted passage to round number 3. So the highest bid that got it right was there. So you need to keep playing Cycle. You can't just rest on your laurels. Plus, you're going to want the points. Trust me. Trust me. Bid, then speed. So bid is higher rather than speed. So if you bid 1 and answer in half a second, but someone bids 4 and answers in 20 seconds, the player who bid 4 takes precedent. Okay, let's go on to category number 2.
Start bidding on category 2. History.
We've had geography, now we've got history.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Low bids. Brig's gone up for 5 here. Innes has gone for 5 as well. Let's have a look at the question. The Battle of the Somme took place during which war? And just a couple more seconds. And
time.
That is time. Okay, so the reason I'm going to manually condone World War One is because I didn't put World War One down as a technically alternatively correct answer, because if you'd put World War Two, it would have flagged it as correct and condoned it, which I couldn't allow. That does mean I've got to go through quite a few people here and condone answers, so I beg your patience. It's a flaw in the system, but if you put World War One, you are correct, but I didn't want World War Two, as David has put there, to accidentally sneak through, because indeed if David would have had that answer as condoned, the answer was World War One. So give me a second just to nip through here. Ash put World War One. So we can select Ash and then go condone. Anasep said World War One, so you can select Anasep and condone. Brigbother put World War One, so we can select Brigbother and go condone. 100 Years, World War One, that got flagged as good. Cyclospace said World War One. Note to self: don't make questions like this where you have to manipulate it in such a way, because I was hoping everyone was just going to put WW1, I think is what I was hoping for here. Clive got that, World War One. First World War, Innes said World War One. So Innes, Tyson Bain, and Drew Dave Tom. Innes, Tyson Bain, Drew Dave Tom. So Innes, yes. Tyson Bain, yes. And Drew Dave Tom. Drew Dave Tom. Oh, did Keshi put World War One as well? Yes, he did. Sorry, beg your pardon, Keshi. I've missed you off there. My bad. World War One. Tick. There we go. So I think that's everyone. I will just double check. Keshi, World War One. TJ, Cold War. Admi, Revolutionary War. World War One from Ash, Anasef and Brig. 100 Years War. Cyclospace, World War One. Clive the Legend, World War One. Innes, World War One. Tyson Bain, World War One. Drew Dave Tom, World War One. Yep. Egg, don't ping me during the middle of the stream. I'm not going to respond to it right now, am I? Put it in the suggestions. If you see it, just put it in there, right? If we're having a discussion at the end, then we'll talk about it then. But yeah, just for now, into the suggestions. Don't at me when I'm streaming in this environment because I'm under. Sorry, I don't mean to snap at you, but I'm stressing because new game and stuff. Right, there we go. I'm glad the condoning is working. Let's see if anyone was eliminated and who's been granted passage.
No eliminations.
No eliminations.
Passage has been granted to Inisk.
Well done, Innes.
With a bid of 5 and a response time of 3.38 seconds.
High bid from Innes. Bid of 5, 3.38 seconds, getting lots of points and getting passage and going blue. Cyclospace and Innes are through. 8 more spaces available. Don't at me. Yeah. Sorry, I don't need to be a dick about it, Egg, but I just, you know, just stick it in suggestions. You know the drill. Right, here we go. Question number 3.
Start bidding on category 3. Literature. Time. Get ready for the question.
Okay, a literature question coming up. 20 seconds to get your answers in. Here we go. Robert Ludlum is perhaps best known as the creator of which spy? Few seconds left.
Time.
So we've got a James Bond, a Nope, a James Bond, Georgie Smiley, a James Bond, Adrian Mole, no answer, Carmen Sandiego, May Gray, good thought, David but not the one, and James Bourne. No, I'm not going to condone that, Drew Dave Tom. If you just put Bourne, that would have been fine, but because you've got an incorrect forename there, you've gone for the extra information, so I'm not going to allow that. Close but no cigar, as you say. Bad luck, you're going to lose your stake. Everyone else who put Jason Bourne, well done. Let's find out if there's been any eliminations and who's going through to round 3.
Puzzle Eden, you have been eliminated.
Puzzle Dan, you're out of it.
Passage has been granted to Colocula, with a bid of 5 and a response time of 5.18 seconds.
Well done, Cola. We're getting a nice bit of symmetry going on. Cycle Space, Innis and Cola are now through to round 3, and we lose Puzzle Dan from point exhaustion. Close between Cola and Brig there, must have been. Well, no point sitting around chatting about it. Let's go on to question number 4. M3 times, be careful, you're on a single point.
Start bidding on category 4. Theatre.
1 to 5.
Time. Get ready for the question.
So a couple of 5s, people are looking for a chance to get through. Remember, as more people get through, the more chance you'll have. Question number 4. Complete the title of this play by Henry Shields. The play that... I've still not seen it, Toad Boy. I really want to. So I also want to see, I think it's the play about a bank robbery is the other one he's done. So let's have a look at what you've all said. Oh, Never Ends is as good a thought as any, but it's not the right answer. Play that kills, the play that slays, sings, never ends. The play that plays is a good answer. What I wrote doesn't exist, goes wrong. And the play that love, not the right answer. The answer there we were looking for was goes wrong. Let's find out who's going out and who's going through.
M3 times. You have been eliminated.
M3 times. We thank you for your question, Pat, but you're out of the game.
Passage has been granted to Clivioff Legend, with a bid of 5 and a response time of 3.36 seconds.
Well done, Clive. I fear not a jumble of numbers will not be joining you because I think he's AFK, which is a bit of a shame on a game where there's, I said at the start explicitly, there's a limited number of players, but there we go. What can you do? So, Matt the Ref, you're down to a single point. TJ, you're down to just 3. So, and Naked Grandma, you're down to 3. Not a jumble AFK, down to 2. There are 6 places left in the next round. 4 of them have been given away. Let's go on to question number 5.
Start bidding on category 5. Sport.
Sport question.
Time.
And there's time.
Get ready for the question.
So here we go. It's a sport question. See what you make of this. So Steve Redgrave is a retired sports star famed for his achievements in which Olympic event? Oh, not a jumble, you're back with us. by the looks of it. Everyone getting an answer in. Was everyone correct? Rowing was the answer we were after there. We've got a swimming, a sailing, discus, archery, high jump, boating. Not specific enough, I'm afraid, Clive. Swimming, athletics, all incorrect. Rowing was the right answer. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
The _naked_grandma, you have been eliminated.
Naked grandma, you're out of it.
Passage has been granted to
Well done, Carl.
KA_7TH with a bid of 5 and a response time of 3.69 seconds.
Bit of 5, 3.69 seconds. Well done, Carl. You are through. Half of the allocated spots have been given out. Cycle Space, Clive, Cola, Innes, and Carr. Remember, the only way to get a chance of getting through to the next round is to bid high, but of course you lose more points if you are bidding high. You're going to have to accumulate some points if you're TJ, or if you're not a jumble, or if you're Matt, if you want to bid higher. 5 spaces left. Let's have a look at the next question. You have got a good score, Brig.
Start bidding on category 6. Politics.
Yes, a good score, but unfortunately people with high scores don't necessarily make it through. You've still got to bid high. This rewards risk as well as speed.
Get ready for the question.
Some high bids going in here. A couple of 5s in there, a couple of 4s as well. Let's have a look at the question. Who served as the 38th Governor of California from 2003 to 2011? Just waiting on Ash. They're just waiting on Ash now. And there's an answer.
Time.
Let's have a look at what you said. Yes, well done. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't live in California. I don't live in California either, TJ, but I definitely knew the answer to that. Gray Davis. What have you said there, Cola? Let me have a look. Schwarzenegger. Yeah, it's not been spelled correctly, so it's not been called by the spell checker, but I am going. It's phonetically plausible. So, Cola, I am going to give that one to you for that single point. Schwarzenegger and not Jumble going for Joe Biden. So let's find out if anyone's going home and who's going through and who's going home.
No to jumbly off numbers. You have been eliminated.
Not a jumble, you're out.
Passage has been granted to Tisonban with a bid of 5 and a response time of 6.03
Well done, Tyson.
seconds.
Bit of 5 getting you through. And actually, score count, Arnie would have been accepted. Arnie was one of the answers that I put down as an option. So there we go. We have now got 6 players through. Cycle Space, Clive, Cola, Innes, Tyson and Carr. There are 4 places left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you scrapping out for it. If you don't get passage by the end of the round, you will be eliminated from play. Let's go on. Question number 7. Or was it 6? 7.
Start bidding on category 7. Chemistry.
Chemistry question. Remember, we won't re-grant passage to anybody who's already through.
Time.
So if those players who are already through are bidding 5, you can slightly ignore them. There's a few more 5s creeping in now. People really looking to make their exit. Which element has the chemical symbol Pb? Drew, Dave, Tom, just waiting on you. A couple of seconds left.
Time.
And you've run out of time. I have no clue. Lol, goodbye. Plumium. Good thought as any, Brig. And no answer from Dude Tom. Everyone else getting the correct answer, which was lead. I think TJ has sealed their fate there. TJ is going to be going home. Let's find out who's going through.
Tunaland, you have been eliminated.
It's Anisep.
Passage has been granted to Anosep with a bid of 5 and a response time of 2.03 seconds.
Very well played there, Anisep. You are through to the next round. 3 spots remain. Who's going to get them? You've got to bid high if you want to get through. Here's question number 8.
Start bidding on category 8.
It's a cinema.
Cinema.
Bids in from everybody there, which is nice to see.
Time. Get ready
20
for
seconds
the
in.
question.
Have a look at this. Sir Anthony Hopkins portrays which character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? few of the 5s answering here. Might as well have a go, even if you're not sure.
Time.
And that is time. Jarvis, good guess. Now that's Paul Bettany, is played by Jarvis. Professor Dunno, Hannibal Lecter, Ant-Man, Ant-Man's dad, Jim, Dr. X, Odin was the answerer after there. Nope, Captain Marvelous and Odin. I think it might be Drew Dave Tom here. I think Drew Dave Tom bid 5, and Carr and Tyson have already got passage. So it looks like it could be going to Drew Dave Tom. Are we going to lose anybody? Let's find out.
No eliminations.
No eliminations, but it is indeed.
Passage has been granted to Drew Davdom 1997.
Oh, Drew Davdom 1997.
And a response time of 6.73 seconds.
Well done, Drew Dave Tom. You are through to the next round. 2 places remain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players are still in live play, looking to scrum it out for them. Keshi, ABME, Ash, Brig, Ben, Matt, and David. Good luck. 2 questions to make it count. Here's category 9.
Start bidding on category 9.
That's a good match.
Pop music.
Very fast bids in there, apart from Tyson, who was late, but that's fine. Tyson's already got passage, so it's a bit more chill. So things on buzzers, lots and 5s down here. Let's have a look. Which Boyzone singer saw his cover of When You Say Nothing At All reach #1 in the UK? I couldn't see who was first there. Was it Keshi or David? Out of the 2. Cycle Space, sitting back and relaxing, just bidding 1. Conserving those points.
Time.
Which might be a mistake. We'll find it out in a bit. Keating, or Ronan Keating was the answer. Justin Bieber, no answer. Justin Timberlake, the camp one. No, is it Stephen Gately was the camp one, Clivy of Legend. He sadly died, actually, in 2009, aged 33. Tragic, that was. Tyson Bain passing on that one. Carl said for John Adams. No, Keating or Ronan Keating was the right answer. Let's find out who's going home and who's going through.
No eliminations.
No one's going home, but Keshi is going through.
Been granted to Keshi Head, with a bid of 5 and a response time of 4.83 seconds.
Yeah, I saw Boyzone live when I was about 11 years old. Everyone made fun of me for it, but I just loved their music. There we go. Right, 1 spot left. Abney, Ash, Brig, Ben, Matt, David. You don't have to bid 5, other players might get it wrong. But 1 more category for you to make your stand. Here it is, number 10.
Start bidding on category 10.
Hobbies and pastimes.
Hobbies and pastimes.
Sorry, computer, I'm taking your line. Lots of fast bids there. Players at this point recognise that they might as well go big or go home. And that is exactly what is going to happen. Here it comes. Which popular maths and logic puzzle comes from the Japanese word meaning cross addition? There's a tricky question. Tricky little question here. Brig, one of the last ones to answer here, but did bid 5.
Time.
Who was right, who was wrong? It's Kakuro. The one that isn't Sudoku. You're right, it is the one that isn't Sudoku. It's Kakuro. Sudoku, Kakuro, Sudoku. A few people getting that. I don't know if anyone has got a low enough score to go home. It doesn't look like anyone has, so no one is going to be going home on this question. But who is getting that final passport into round 3?
No eliminations.
It's David.
Passage has been granted to David Bodicombe, with a bid of 5 and a response time of 5.45 seconds.
Well done, David. So that means Keshi, Anasep, Cyclespace, Clive, Cola, Innes, Tyson, Carr, David, and Drew Dave Tom. You are our 10 players who have been given passage to round 3. Unfortunately, Matt the Ref, Pum and Ben, Brig Bother, Ash, and ABME, despite valiant efforts, Matt finishing there on 1. Ash actually finishing on 28, higher than some of those players who've got passage. In fact, higher than all of them apart from David and Innes, and tying with Keshi there. But unfortunately, that's not how this game works. For you guys, I'm afraid you are going home. That's the end of round 2.
End of round 2. ABM208 @_bash, Brigbother, Punman Ben, and Matt_the_ref. You have been eliminated.
And there they go. Down into the bowels. So, that was round 2. 10 of you are now left to battle it out. Now, those scores you've been accumulating up until now, you've just been sort of forgetting about them. Well, in the last one, it was the high bidder got the points. Now we're going to flip it on its head a little bit. Let's go to round 3.
Round 3. Survival of the fittest.
So, round 3, survival of the fittest, you will face up to 8 questions. Up to 8 questions. Prior to each question, you'll be shown a category. Bid from 5 points up to your current score based on the category. So again, you've been given some bonus points so everyone can bid at least 5. Up from 5 up to your current score. So it's basically Final Jeopardy. Abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 5. If you don't have 5, you'll be default to your score. If you've got fewer than 5 points, then you won't be able to bid and you'll automatically be assigned your high score. Again, 10 seconds to submit your bid. Answer the question correctly, you'll be awarded your bid. Answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you will lose your bid. 20 seconds to submit your answer again. However, this time, at the end of each question, the player or players with the lowest score will be eliminated. Play continues until only 2 players remain. So it's another little twist to the rules. The basic format is the same. You're bidding on questions, but a little twist there. After every question, the lowest score is instantly eliminated. So those points have been meaning something, and you're going to have to think very carefully about how you want to play them moving forward. This is the round with the weird fringe case. It is possible that everyone gets eliminated at once, and then there would normally be a tiebreak for that, but I haven't programmed that path yet. Yes, so you could have, so if you have 2 players with a joint low score, you are both eliminated rather than going to tie breaks. So if you have 2 players who both go down to 0, they're both eliminated, which is why it's up to 8 questions. And that also is why we have this weird fringe case where we could have a situation where we don't have any players going forward. I hope it doesn't happen. As score says, ties for last disfavour both. So, survival of the fittest, good luck. Let's play. So those points you've been accruing are going to count for something. Cycle Space is currently in the weakest position with 18, but of course, it all depends on the question. Here comes first category. And of course, the questions are going to get just a little bit harder.
Start bidding on category 1. British culture. Time.
Now it's time up. So
get ready for the question.
So it's 12-5-5. Clive is going all or nothing here. The answer to this is just the number. If Queen Elizabeth II were to die, what regnal number would her son Charles have? Clive, who's been all his points, is the last to answer.
Time.
Did he get it right? Let's find out. Casey's gone for 7, Anisep gone for 4, Psychospace gone for 1, Clive gone for 6, Cola's gone for the right answer 3, as did Innes. Tyson Bain's gone for 1, Kara's gone for the correct answer 3, David's gone for 4, and Jude Tom has gone for 2. Yes, the answer is 3. He would have the regnal number of 3. He would be King Charles III. It's a very good play by Mike Powell called King Charles III. Take George's regnal name as Charles 1 and 2 didn't end well. Okay. But we can't know that because that's in the future. Assuming he took Charles, which, granted, David, I probably should have put into the question. Just a sci-fi. That's a very good sci-fi that I didn't know. Mike Bartlett, not Mike Powell. Thank you, it's Ollie. Amazing play. We saw it live in Chichester, and then I really enjoyed the TV adaptation. And I've got a radio play version of it as well. I can't get enough of that play. It's awesome. This is going to be very, very interesting. The if in the question. You think she might live? I think originally it was going to be if she dies tomorrow, but yes, if she dies, she might live forever. You never know. Let's find out who we're going to be losing. It looks like Clive might be on his last legs, but is anyone going to be joining him? Let's find out.
With a score of 0, Clivey off Legend and Tissonban, you have been eliminated. Clive
and Tyson. It only zooms in on one of them if there's a double elimination. So we're not going to get all 8 questions. We're only going to have a maximum of 7 of them now. Cycle Space is now in a dangerous position with only 13. Again, it's from 5 up to your current score. Let's go on to question number 2.
Start bidding on
category is
2.
Food and drink.
Food and drink.
From 5 up to your current score. Remember, all you've got to do is not be the lowest.
Time. Get ready for the
minimum
question.
bids in there. Keshi's going all or nothing here. And everyone else is playing it slightly safe. Originating in Central Europe, what food is a filled dumpling made by wrapping unleavened dough around a savoury or sweet filling?
Time.
No answer from Keshi, and he's gone all or nothing there. Which means he's going to slightly fall on his sword. Pierogi was the answer. Cyclespace, that is phonetically plausible. I am going to condone that. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad my list updates itself to only include active players. Cyclespace, yes, pierogi. I will condone that. Calzone, good a guess as any, Carl, but not the right answer. So we're going to be losing Keshi. Is anyone going with him? Let's have a look.
With a score of 0, Keshi head, you have been eliminated.
Just you, I'm afraid, Keshi. Valiant effort, but I'm afraid it is goodbye. Down to 7. We're going to keep going until there are only 2 left. Question number 3. Anasep, you are bound to a minimum bid there of 5. Everyone else, anything up to your current score. Here is category number 3.
Start bidding on category 3. Classical music.
Classical music. No, I've not seen it either, Drahuska, but it's what we call phonetically plausible. I could read what he said and understand what he meant, even if the spelling isn't 100%
Get ready
accurate.
for the question.
Yes, the standard classical music question. Anasep is bidding all points here. Car, all but a couple. Let's have a look. Which composer wrote the symphonic fairy tale for children, Peter and the Wolf? Just waiting for Drew here. And an answer in the nick of time there, Drew, Dave, Tom. The answer was Prokofiev. Prokofiev has just managed to sneak through the spell checker there, Drew, Dave, Tom. Tchaikovsky and Liszt both incorrect, David and Anasep. Not many points risked there by David, but Anasep, it was all of your points on the line, so I think for you it is going to be good night.
With a score of 0, Anozep, you have been eliminated.
Bad luck, Anasep, leaving us at this point. And then there were 6. Cyclespace, Cola in his car, David and Drew. Who's in danger now? Drew, Dave, Tom on 22, Cyclespace on 23. Possibly dangerous territory for these two. Let's go on to the next question.
Start bidding on category 4. Mathematics.
Category 4 is mathematics. Pop your bids in. Remember, the lowest player will be eliminated at the end of this question.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Cyclespace going all or nothing here. Car going nearly all or nothing. Question 4. If we take the first to be 1, what is the 7th triangle number? A few seconds thinking time. Innes is in. Car is in. David's in. Coda's in. Cyclespace is in.
Time.
And Drew, Dave, Tom, you're out of time. It's 28, and everybody who attempted that getting that one right. Very good, fast maths for you. I thought I'd clarify that. I did check with my maths guru Panda on this one. Apparently 0 is the 0th triangle number, but I wasn't sure because a lot of the lists I was seeing did start it at 0. So I just wanted to clarify that the answer there we wanted was 28. And Drew, Dave, Tom, it looks like being the only player to get that one wrong, you are now on the lowest score, and I think you know what that means. It's time to say goodnight.
With a score of 17, Drew Daftum 1997. You have been eliminated.
And Drew goes out the game. This bidding war really hotting up now. We are down to the last 5 players. There are only 2 spots in the final round. It's a degenerate triangle number. Thank you, Procyon. So David Bodicum is now in the weakest position with 34. Karin the strongest with 123, though he has got a penchant to gamble all of his points. The highest incidentally you can get in this game is about 18,000 and something, but it doesn't look like we're quite going to get that high this evening. Let's have a look at the next category.
Start bidding on category 5. Animals. Time.
Cyclespace playing it safe, going
Get
for a minimum
ready
bid
for
here.
The question.
David is wagering everything here. Let's have a look at the animals question. How many bones are there in an elephant's trunk? Everyone's got an answer in. Let's just enjoy the animations for a couple of seconds before we find out what the answer is. Yes, all of you getting the right answer there. It was none. There are none at all. And because Cyclespace went for that minimum bid, but everybody got it right. Cyclespace, despite having 51 points, that is the lowest score. Thank you, Apodo Nuevo. That is the lowest score, Cyclespace, which means I'm afraid, despite being the first one to gain passage to round 3, if memory serves, you are now out of the game.
With a score of 51, Cyclospace, you have been eliminated.
And then there were 4. Cola, Innes, Car, David. Only space for 2 of you. Let's have a look at the next category.
Start bidding on category 6. Board games.
Board games. Think carefully. These points are going to be very important moving forward. How safe do you want to play it?
Time.
Innes is going for a minimum
Get
bid
ready
here.
For the question.
Could be a risky business. Car's gone for 100. David's going all or nothing. Cola, quite a high bid there. Question 6 of 8. Which board game famously features a pop-o-matic dice roller in the centre of the board? Waiting on Car. We're waiting on David. David's in. Car, in the nick of time, is in. The answer I had there was frustration. You could also have had trouble, headache, or Kimball. They're all same games, games with the same name. Okay, that animation took entirely too long. I've clearly not tested it up to this level. It should do the hundreds column, then the tens column, then the units column. Kimball, yeah, I think that's in Finland. It's called Kimball, not a jumble. Sorry, unfortunately, does not have a pop-o-matic Cola, which means looking at these scores, you're about to lose your stake and almost certainly be the lowest scoring player, which means I think Cola, it's time. Sorry, it's cards. Yeah, sorry, it's different. UK and US, yeah, there's some different names in different countries, but yeah, trouble, frustration, headache, or Kimball, I would have accepted any of those. So, yeah, thank you, Ludo. I think it's going to be Cola. It's time to say goodnight.
With a score of 26,
yeah, that's how the
you have been eliminated.
That's how the ticking is supposed to work. Clearly, I've not tested it up enough to hundreds, which is why Car's thing is taking forever. So we're down to 3. Innes on 115, David on 136, Car on 263. One more question. Good luck.
Start bidding on category 7. Religion.
It's religion. David as the middle scoring player. Is he going to play it safe? Car certainly is. Could that backfire? Could it backfire? Innes has gone for everything. David has gone for everything. What religious political movement was formed by Theodor Herzl in 1897? Carr playing this one safe. Maybe he thinks he's completely safe with a bit of only 5. Maybe he is. David is in. Innes, do you know?
Time.
Unfortunately, you've not got an answer in, so even if you did know, you're now out of time. Zionism is the answer. And David did manage to get the correct answer. He's actually taken the lead with that one, but Innes, unfortunately, gambling all those points at the end, high risk strategy, but unfortunately it's not paid off, and you are going to be eliminated. Good night.
With a score of 0, Innes, you have been eliminated. End of round 3.
So, after a very, very tense round 3, we are down to our final 2, Carr the 7th and David J. Bodicum coming out of nowhere to take the lead at the end, which means, David, you will have pole position going into the final. Those points don't count for anything now, other than pride, except to order you first and second. David J. Bodicum, you are first, which means you will start in control of the final. Carr, you will have to wait for your turn. This round is still got the bidding throughput from the rest of the game, but it is quite a bit different from everything we've seen so far. Let's go there now. Yes, quite a bit different from anything we've seen, and this was the evil game I was talking about before. This is Evil Blockbusters. Yes, indeed. Let me explain the rules.
Round 4. Domination.
So round 4 is domination. The board shows 16 tiles. Each tile is labelled with a category. Prior to the round beginning, the 2 finalists will bid from 1 to 10 on each category. Your previous scores are neither here nor there. It's 1 to 10 on each of the categories. As you like. Once bidding is concluded, the player who scored higher in the main game takes control of the board. That's you, David, and selects a tile. Whichever player bid highest will face the question. In the event the bid is tied, a bid of 5 or lower will pass the question to the non-controlling player. A bid of 6 or higher will give the question to the controlling player. So if you both bid 6, whoever is in control will play that question. If you both bid 4, whoever is in control passes it to the other person. So a confidence rating, as Scorecard is saying, if you like. I was going to have it, if it was tied, the person who is in control chooses, but it was a lot of work for what I figured actually, if you were bidding high, you were probably going to play it. If you were bidding low, you probably wouldn't play it. So that's how that's going to work. If the player answers correctly, they win the tile and retain control of the board. If they answer incorrectly, their opponent wins the tile and gains control of the board. Play continues until one player has connected their colour by crossing the board. And as before, all bids and answers are whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. Good luck to you both. So, it's going to cycle through the categories. This is all on you, so just whisper. When the category comes up, have a little think about it and decide from 1 to 10 how many you would like to stake on each of the categories. It will go through them in alphabetical order, and we'll reveal them when the tiles are picked. So, here we go. Start your bidding.
Zoology.
So, zoology, 1 to 10. Get your bids in.
Landmarks. Mythology.
Okay, it looks as though the bot isn't getting the thing into the chat. I don't know if it's just stopped doing that or if it's just gone to sleep. So sorry it's delayed. It would normally be a bit snappier. For some reason, I don't know why the bot isn't pinging all the categories in. It should be, but that's a bug I need to fix. So this will take a little bit longer than it normally would.
Football.
Football is next.
Marine biology. Musical theatre. Poetry.
Yeah, Ash, that's probably a good shout. On TV, you do this off air and it will just come up like it will in a minute. Say when the bot is
social media.
When the bot is pinging into chat, this should happen a lot faster. I'm not quite sure why it's not. That's obviously an oversight on my behalf. So I appreciate your patience here. I think the questions are still coming up. Welcome, Scoots Baboo. You're watching Bidding War, which is a new game of mine.
Physics. Astronomy. Philosophy.
Not going to lie, Ash, watching that video did inspire me to make this round. I watched that video, I thought,
Botany.
I'm using hexagons in the final. That was definitely a thing that happened. Hexagons are indeed the bestigons. Yeah, CGP Grey,
Magic.
gotta love him. Hexagons are the bestigons.
Game shows. Bidding concluded.
Okay, bidding concluded. Apologies, that took a little bit longer. Say, when the bot pings it into the chat, I think I know why. It's because it goes into a different method after the first one, so I've obviously just forgot to put the Twitch chat in there. When it's pinging in the chat, I'm assuming players will be able to bid a bit faster, so thank you for your patience going through that. So, David J. Bodicum, you are in control. To select the letter, you just whisper the letter, not the category, just the letter of the category to the bot. And then, depending who wins it, I will confirm who's playing the question before I start the question, and then, as before, 20 seconds to whisper the answer to the bot. And the rest of the rules I've already explained. So, good luck. David, control is with you.
Please select a category letter.
And just to make it clear,
The category is game shows.
David's gone 10, so David, you're going to be answering this question. Just a reminder, David is going top to bottom, Car, you're going left to right. So, David, this question is for you. Keep your eye on the chat. Roy Walker was the host of the first 13 seasons of which game show? David is saying catchphrase. What is the correct answer? It is indeed catchphrase. Congratulations, David. You have won that tile.
Please select a category letter.
Next tile, David.
The category is physics.
Physics, it's a tie, both going 9, which means David, because you are in control and it's a hybrid, David, you are going to be playing this question. Masses are to Newton's gravitational law as charges are to what?
Time.
And you're out of time there, David, which means that is not going to be the right answer. I need to add into the chat, you've got 5 seconds left, and so on into the chat. Add that to the bug list. Let's have a look at the answer. It was Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law was the answer. So, David, that's not the right answer. And so that tile goes to Car. As does control of the board. Car the 7th.
Please select
Pick
a
a tile.
category letter. The category is football.
Going for football. Car has bid higher on this question. So, Car, this is going to be your question. Good luck. How many times has France won the men's FIFA World Cup? Saying 2. I had an argument with Panda over this earlier on as to whether it's how many times have France or how many times has France. He convinced me it was has, but I'm still not sure. I think it might be have, but I don't know if either is acceptable. You're saying 2. The correct answer is, yeah, twice. 2 or twice. That tile goes to you, Car the 7th. Well played. Where are you going next, Car?
Please select a category letter.
As Keshi's pointing out, 98 and 2018.
The category is marine biology.
Going for marine biology. Again, Car is the high bidder here with a bid of 9. So, Car, this question is going to be for you. Which species of marine animal has the largest brain of any living animal? I knew you were going to say that. It's never the blue whale. The correct answer is the sperm whale. It's never the blue whale. Unfortunately, Car, that is not close enough. I cannot accept that answer. Yeah, woo, woo. Yeah, minus 500 points. No, unfortunately, not the right answer, Car. So that tile is going to go to David. As is control of the board. David,
please select
time to pick a tile.
Category letter. The category is magic.
Going for magic. David is the high bidder on this. So, David, this question is going to be for you. Which car magician fooled Penn and Teller twice and has won both America's Got Talent and America's Got Talent The Champions? Saying Shin Lim. What is the answer? Certainly is Shin Lim. Very well played. That is the correct answer. That tile is yours.
Please
where next,
select
David?
A category letter.
No, Piff never fooled Penn and Teller, Keshi. He did do quite well in America, though.
The category is art.
David has gone for art, and he is the high bidder on this one. So a bit of 7 playing a bit of 2, which means, David, this question is going to be for you. Who painted the early 20th century symbolist painting The Kiss? Saying Klimt. Correct answer is, yeah, it's Gustav Klimt. Very well played, David. That tile is going to belong to you. Where are you going next?
Please select a category letter. The category is
You are going
landmarks.
for landmarks. And again, you are the high bidder. So, David, you're taking your own fate in your hand. You're one away at this point. If you get this right, then you win the game. Good luck. Here's your question. No, it's not Blockbusters, Lupine. I thought about it, but decided against it. In which UK city is the Clifton Suspension Bridge? Saying Bristol. What is the correct answer? It certainly is Bristol, which means, David, you have taken that last tile. Car, commiserations, but unfortunately, David has crossed the board.
David Bodicombe has won the war.
Yes, indeed. David J. Bodicombe, you have won the war. Very, very well played in this pilot episode. Apart from that one question on World War One and a couple of factual things to double check, I think that went fairly smoothly. I'm going to flip back to the webcam just before the end of the stream so that I can talk to you all. If you've got any direct feedback you want to give me in the immediate time, then we'll do that. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the credits because I wrote them this afternoon and I'll be damned if I'm not showing them off. Congratulations, David. You have won the war. Turn the microphone back on, that'll help as well. That is Bidding War. Just give me a second to turn the camera back on OBS and you can tell me what you think. There we go. Yeah, so I've been working on that the last week or so. Fairly happy with how it's come out. There's one or two things I think that still need tweaking. One or two bugs, any little minor bugs actually, just sort of like pinging stuff into the chat, which needs to happen on that round 3. And maybe something that came up earlier on as well. Only because those on the extremities can't see their scores. Yeah, that's a good point. That did come up, and camera pans might hopefully fix that. Interesting game, but Evil Blockbusters doesn't work for me. Okay, bidding doesn't make sense if the option of the game is to go from side to side. Okay, maybe. A lot of fun. That interesting to watch. The good text is a bit small on the podiums. Yeah, that I'm very aware of. DC Simmons. And maybe camera pans will go somewhere about it. I'm thinking of maybe adding in a mechanic so people can automatically check their scores in case it's a bit small on their screen. Something you can do. As the bot has just pinged, if you go and join the Discord right there, there's a section called Suggestions where you'll be able to come in and give suggestions if you Why am I wearing a festive jumper in November? Because my Cambridge hoodie's in the wash and it's the only other jumper I've had to hand. Also, it's nearly Christmas and I like it. So, Blockbusters game kind of fell flat for me too. Okay, fair enough. More bidding. Well, there's a whole load of bidding at the beginning of it, but yeah, I'll be interested for people to sort of unpack these thoughts a little bit more into the suggestions channel. That'd be really good. Do unpack your thoughts into there in more detail if it's just a quick thing. Yeah, the Blockbusters endgame is very different from the rest of it because the first 3 rounds are basically the same with a twist. I wanted the last round to be very, very different, but still have that idea of a throughput from the idea of bidding. I did want to get hexagons in there. I'm not going to deny I was influenced by the hot meme video of the day. Showing that people could be slightly slower to read out long names. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's all part of the drama and the build-up, but I could maybe speed that animation up a bit. Going on to theory, crafts, and strategy on that final round. Yes, now that's the thing, because it's the first time playing it and I didn't give anyone a heads up as to what to expect. There wasn't a lot of time to develop strategy and theory for it, because of course you've got to get from one side to the other, but you've also got to bid confidently on the question. So what I don't want people to think is that it's Blockbusters that Ben is doing in his own way. It's a completely different game from Blockbusters. There's a whole strategic element that you just don't get with Blockbusters. Blockbusters is basically who's faster on the buzzer, whereas this, you've got to have an element of strategy about it as well. Hopefully it's just something a bit different. Apart from, say, Blockbusters is the closest comparison, but I don't think it's actually, from a mechanical point of view, anything really like Blockbusters. Yeah, the text-to-speech element was quite a fun thing to put in Puzzle Dan. It's quite fun having the TTS get the names wrong as well. Players just bidding from 1 to 10 in the final round are, so those points become academic. It's just who was leading got control at the beginning. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how the studio's come out. I've been a little bit more adventurous using Blender and stuff to put holes in the floor to make the rising and things with the podiums. If the final game, maybe show the categories first, then shuffle them across the board. Interesting idea. Wouldn't be too difficult to implement, Egg. I'm trying to think if that would make it better, worse, or negligible. Throw it in suggestions. I'll have a look through everything tomorrow in more detail. And as ever, any suggestions that come in, I don't necessarily run with everything. There are holes in the floor. Holes, Clive. Yeah. I don't think it would affect the bids as to whether or not where you need the tiles were. You're bidding on how you're going to fare on the category because that's the throughput of the whole game. It can be pretty powerful, as Giasmus is suggesting there. That's what I was sort of hoping for. But yeah, the idea, as with everything, you're bidding on how strong you think you are on the category. So, I mean, I could do it so that I don't show the tiles at the beginning and it shows the categories in a random order and then populates them after you've bid on it. That could be an interesting thing to do. Actually, now I've said that sounds quite good. Once you've bid on it, it then appears in a tile on the board. That could be quite a nice way of doing it. But yeah, I just wanted something a bit different that still had the throughput. I'm really happy with the studio. Say I put some holes into the floor and I've done some more interesting things with animation. Thanks as ever to Ash for all his guidance in the past in helping me get set up on this. I've got a really nice little database on this, so I can actually pull up player information at any time. So if people have a quibble about I got an answer and I didn't get an answer in time. No, I don't think it would affect the bidding. And actually, Dave, I don't really want it to affect the bidding. And that's kind of the point. I want people to bid based on how they feel about the category rather than about where the placement of them are on the board. Yeah, the chair entrance is fun. I maybe need to think about putting it in at the end so you can see me disappearing back down to hell. But I also like the smash cut to the closing credits at the end. Thank you, David. Yes, I always welcome your feedback, David. It's always much appreciated. So I know you're in this industry. Yeah, and there's very much a Bond villain vibe that I'm sort of feeling on this chair a bit at the moment as well. Oh, I've lost my microphone. No, I haven't. I've lost my headset. Microphone's separate. Show the character before populating evil blockbusters. As ever, throw these thoughts into the suggestions section of the Discord channel. I will read them all tomorrow. I'll probably read them tonight and then I will feed back properly. Anyone who gives a suggestion, no matter how big or small, I do read them all and I try and feed back to everybody in some way. I don't take everything. I still sort of follow my hunch, follow my gut, but I do appreciate feedback, whether it's positive or constructive. People give me feedback and I go with my own hunch about a feeling, but sometimes I'll see something, that's a really good idea, I must do that. I think Mrs. Flush is just reading it. Megs, did you still want to model? Okay, Megs still wants to model. Do you want to come do it quickly? Because I'm just about to wrap up. Okay, Megs will be here in a second. Might nice to see you. I was thinking that DC Simmons. I mean, it's not a vanity thing, but the webcam in the game, for a lot of the time, obviously the cam is facing the players, which is quite a cool effect, but then obviously it means the camera isn't there and there may be a connection of just having my disembodied voice is maybe a little bit, I don't know, distant from the game. I need to think about a way of keeping the mechanic of having the swivelly chair thing but also having the webcam there. What I can't do without putting up a separate webcam is do it in the mini overlay and have the webcam in the OBS overlay, but that might be something I can experiment with my second webcam. Maybe grow a face in the back of my head. That could be a good thing to do, David. Yeah.
Please don't grow a face in the back of your head.
No, I won't do that.
It's bad enough having to talk to one of you.
I'd probably still get ID'd.
You probably would still get ID'd.
Get fucking ID'd. It's ridiculous,
that
isn't
was
it?
amazing.
So, Harry Potter told us not to do that. Indeed, it did, Blockworker. A few weeks ago, I think it was during was it the Deal or No Deal? Or was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Okay, last week, you all voted on which jacket Mrs. Flush should buy, and the options were black, burgundy, or
tan. No, it was brown,
tan, or burgundy. And you decided for her that she was going to get the burgundy one. You'll have to ignore the pyjama bottoms because normally she wears it with a nice pair of jeans. But very nice pair of jeans that I'm a big fan of. But Mrs. Flush is going to model the jacket picked by you guys, the community, that was burgundy in the end. So, Mrs. Flush, are you ready?
I'm ready. I've got it on. I've got it on.
There's Mrs. Flush in her brand new burgundy jacket.
Chosen by you guys.
And are you? And it's got the David Tennant belt at the back as well.
It has.
Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it. Good choice, guys. Really, it's really comfy, and it's Thank you. Thank you.
Very classy.
No,
it is very
like
classy.
It.
It's a very classy jacket.
I'm glad you guys like it.
11 out of 10
so
would vote for
comfy.
again.
And I'm not going to advertise for the good people of Amazon for them. But what I will say, it's a really nice jacket. because it's actual real leather. So if you're going to go leather, go a size up. But yeah, it's really great. So I love
Stairs
it.
to come now. Wheel of Fortune styles and princess. Well, thank you for modelling that, sweetie. I'm just going to wrap up, and then we
Thank
can
you guys for choosing it.
we can poodle off. Well, look, it's been an amazing night. Thank you again to M3 Times for that Escape Artist question pack. A really great game of that earlier on, and well done to Joey Gaterman. Thank you everyone for the feedback so far for Bidding War, which is a new game. The title, which has been a closely guarded secret. Oh yes, the Wall Watch Along is happening in the server. So if you want to go and join the server and do a watch along of The Wall with Matt the Ref, that is going to be starting imminently. So do pop along and check that out. Always good to see some watch alongs going on. Tuesday, first of all, we've got Wheel and Deal on Tuesday. So Wheel of Fortune, then Cash Deal or No Deal. So I'm going to be with Ash. Ash and I are going to be having a little bit of an announcement at the end of that as well. So make sure you come along for that, and Cash Deal or No Deal. In the meanwhile, you've got Quets a little bit later on. You've got Pinnacle Larder tomorrow with Tipster at 7 p.m. Matt the Ref is going to be here on Monday with In It to Win It. Oh, there's no underscores in this command. I need to add both to that. On Monday, I say I'm here on Tuesday. Ash is back on Wednesday with something. Ash, any ideas? What, or will you decide 10 minutes before? I bet he's going to say 1v1. No. Match game. I don't want to preempt what Ash is going to say. We're going to have match game with Ash on Wednesday. Quizzy Dan outright on Friday as well. Lovely. We'll get to that in just a sec. Quizzy Dan, I think it's his last one this Thursday before the holidays. Quizzy Dan's Bingo Thursday. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but Quizzy Dan on Thursday. Ash, as I say, on Wednesday. And again on Friday, he's back with outright. Next Saturday, I'm going to be back here at 8 o'clock again. We're going to be playing Danger Zone 2 first, and we're going to be playing Bidding War again as the second game next week. Dan's last bingo is 3rd of December, so a couple more weeks of Dan's bingo, which is lovely. Thank you, Ash. Next Saturday, Danger Zone 2 and more Bidding War. I'm hoping I'll have implemented any feedback you've gotten. I will have published the app, though. I will probably write the question pack myself next week. Maybe. I'll see how I feel about that and how I get on with Danger Zone, right? Actually, I think I've got a guest question. I think I've got a question pack from Clive for Danger Zone next week. So it might very well be we have Clive's question pack for Danger Zone, which will be more reason for me to write Bidding War, because I like to write at least one a week. And yeah, and hopefully there'll be a lobby game as well. So even if you're not one of the hot seat players, you'll be able to play along at home. Yeah, sorry, Clivy of Legend. Question pack for Danger Zone 2, I think, next week. I will double check, but I don't think we've used that pack yet, Clive. So that's going to be next Saturday with more Bidding War, which will be very exciting. And yeah, announcement on Tuesday after Wheel of Deal, which will be with Ash for Deal or No Deal, Cash Deal or No Deal. Buzzer Bob is doing a Cash Deal or No Deal. I almost forgot to say Buzzer Bob. Tomorrow evening, 11 p.m. GMT, he's doing a $500 Deal or No Deal cash giveaway. So do go check out Buzzer Bob for that. Twitch.tv/Buzzer Bob, I believe, is the link you need. Watch along in the stream right now. Buzzer Bob for big Cash Deal or No Deal. I'm back Tuesday with more Wheel of Fortune Deal or No Deal. Next Saturday with Danger Zone 2 and more Bidding War. I'm going to leave you with the epic soundtrack to this game and Bidding War, and I'll probably put it back on the screen. For now, it's been lovely talking to you all. Thank you all for the feedback so far. I look forward to hearing more from you. Yeah, wonderful to talk to you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Peace out. And good night.